Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is story about what if Naruto has something else sealed inside him apart from Kyuubi. Part 1. Before I start, please do support for more amazing content and comments for part 2. Do consider to subscribe my channel and share my video to your friends and check out the description as well. Let's start the video. A monstrous roar can be heard echoing across the village hidden in the leaves as a giant nine-tailed fox, also known as the Kyuubi no Kitsune, was seen battling several shinobi, waving its 9 mighty tails causing utter destruction. Hold the beast back. Protect the village. Just then a large puff of smoke appeared before the Kyuubi with a small yellow flash appearing on top of the large puff of smoke. When the smoke cleared, there stood a giant crimson-red toad with a long black pipe with a golden tip, and on top of the toad stood a blonde-haired man with ice blue eyes wearing a trench coat with flames near the bottom, holding a beautiful red-haired woman with long hair that reached her calves, violet-colored eyes, and was very tired after just giving birth to a baby boy who was wrapped in a white cloth around his father's hands. Minato, what the hell is going on? Why is Kushina here and why is Kyuubi attacking? Last I heard he was living peacefully with his mate. Amabunta, you know Kyuubi? Asked a shocked Minato. Know him, I used to drink with him. He was one of my drinking buddies. He and his mate were always together living peacefully in the mountains. I need you to hold him, Gamabunta. I need to seal for the Kyuubi. Seal him? What's going on here, Minato, and why is Kyuubi red? He's supposed to be a silver color. Just then the Kyuubi growled at Gamabunta, causing both combatants to look at the fox, when the Kyuubi's crimson eyes suddenly changed into a golden color. Gee, Gamabunta, help me, please. Kyuubi, what's happening to you? Why are you attacking the Leaf Village? The Kyuubi's eyes changed back to crimson when it opened its might jaw, drawing Charka into a concentrated sphere in its mouth when another giant paw slammed into the Kyuubi's face, breaking its concentration as it staggered back from the impact. Next to the Kyuubi stood another nine-tailed fox, but this one had an air of grace and elegance with a wide underbelly. Forgive me, darling, but I can't let you take any more lives, said the new fox in a female voice as she launched herself at the male Kyuubi as both foxes started wrestling each other, trying to gain dominance over the other. There's another Kyuubi no Kitsune, yelled Kushina. Technically she's the Kyuubi no Myobu, the nine-tailed vixen. Another demon has appeared. Kill them both to defend the village. No, stop. She's here to help us, screamed Minato, only for his fellow shinobi disobeying him and charged at both demons, only for the male Kyuubi subduing the female Kyuubi, causing her to crash into the oncoming ninja. Darling, snap out of it. It's me, your mate, please wake up, pleaded the vixen with the kitsune biting down hard on her neck, causing her to whimper in pain and bleed profusely. Darling, not just for me, but for our kid too. I wanted to surprise you tonight, but I'm pregnant. The male Kyuubi's eyes widened when she said this, causing him to let go of her and roaring in pain as it started thrashing around, hitting its head. The female Kyuubi stood up wobbling on her legs and pounced on her mate, pinning him to the ground with Gamabunta launching himself as well, trying to help the Myobu vixen in trying to apprehend the kitsune as one of its tails hit Gamabunta in his left eye and his claws scratching the vixen's abdomen. Forgive me, Myobu-san, but I must seal your mate away. I believe that someone may be after his power as well, screamed Minato. Then seal me with him. I'm already dying with the amount of blood loss, and my unborn child will never make it on its own, said the vixen, sadly holding tight onto her mate as it continued to struggle. I'll do it, said Kushina. But, Kushina, that's enough, Minato. I know what you're going to say, but I can tell she has the same power as her mate. Even if we do seal her mate, the person will just be after her, right? Asked Kushina, receiving a nod from the vixen. Besides, it's a mother's job to care for her husband and child. Minato and Kushina started doing hand seals as the Shinigami appeared behind them holding onto 2 souls. Interesting, you wish for me to seal both foxes, yet you only have 1 container. You need another container, or I only seal 1, either way both of you forfeit your lives to me, grinned the Shinigami, licking his lips and was about to reach into Minato's soul when a hand stopped him. You will do no such thing, Shinigami, said the voice of a young man with long, silver hair that flows down his back in a loose ponytail. His bangs are short that reveal his icy blue eyes and white angelic wings. He also has a blue earring on his left ear and wears white robes with a dark blue armor with a blue jewel in the middle covering them. You, the angel of the moon, to what do I owe the pleasure of meeting one of God's personal angels? I think you mean 2 of God's personal angels, said a woman with red hair, parted down the middle, with the left side having a slight lift, chocolate brown eyes, and white angelic wings. She was also wearing a white kimono with silver armor with a red jewel in the middle covering her kimono and a red earring on her right ear. Layla, the angel of the sun, tell me, why are you interrupting this ritual? Angels? What are angels doing here? Thought Minato. Wow, they're so beautiful, thought Kushina, staring at Yu's and Layla's wings. The Almighty has ordered you to spare the souls of these 2 mortals. You are to seal the souls of the Kyuubi no Kitsune into the child and the Kyuubi no Myopu to one of our choosing. You are also ordered to seal me with the Kyuubi no Kitsune and Layla into the second vessel. As payment you will have half our power and half of both Kyuubi's power, said Yu looking at the vixen, that is, if you wish for this to happen. Your unborn child will also be sealed with you until a more suitable vessel is found. Agreed. Yes, I accept, said the vixen with tears in her eyes as she nuzzled against her mate who was still struggling against her hold. She has accepted our offer Shinigami, now you must follow your orders, said Layla. The Shinigami just kept staring at Minato and Kushina with his cold black eyes, making both Minato and Kushina worried. Shinigami. Know your place. Don't forget we outrank you, and you would be defiling direct orders from the Almighty. You know the punishment for defying orders, said Yu with a dangerous tone. Very well, I will do as you say, said the Shinigami as he passed his hand through Minato's soul and grabbed the Kyuubi's soul. Once the Shinigami's hand passed through Kyuubi's body, the Kyuubi's eyes changed to a brilliant gold color again as he looked into his mate's eyes. Kodo, I'm sorry for what I've done. I hope you can forgive me. I already did. I love you, my darling Kurama. I love you too, my beautiful Kodo. The white light suddenly enveloped the present party, causing everyone to shield their eyes. 5 years later, a small 5-year-old boy was seen swinging from a swing set all alone as he looked at the surrounding children playing with their friends and hugging their families. The boy had blonde spiky hair smudged with dirt, cerulean blue eyes, 6 whisker marks in total on his cheeks, round face, and, for some unknown reason, had porcelain skin instead of a tan complexion, was dirtied with mud and soil from the ground. He was wearing a ragged white shirt with tears and dirt spots, along with black cargo pants that seemed too big for his size, a rope acting as a belt for him to hold his pants up, and a worn-out torn brown cloak that hid his lower half of his face and hair with his eyes as the only visible part of his entire head. The boy was known as Naruto Uzumaki. I wish I had a friend, thought Naruto feeling lonely as he pulled down his makeshift hood, revealing his whisker marks and blonde hair. Hey Blondie, called a voice behind Naruto. Naruto turned his head and saw a boy about a year older than him and was with 2 other boys all glaring at him. Get out of that swing. That's where we play. Why don't we just share it? Asked a nervous Naruto not wanting to get in trouble. Why would we want to share with a monster like you? Get lost, said one of the boys shoving Naruto out of the swing, causing the other 2 to laugh at him. Man, he's so pathetic. He can't even put up a fight. He's nothing but a freak. Look at him, who even wears those stupid clothes like that anymore? And what's with the cape? You think you're some kind of superhero or something? The 3 boys just continued to laugh at Naruto, making him feel even more depressed as he just got up and dusted himself off. I'm sorry to have bothered you, said Naruto in a polite tone and bowed politely. Naruto quickly turned around and left before they decided to torment him even more. Where do you think you're going, you freak? We're not done with you yet, said the supposed leader of the trio, grabbing Naruto's cloak, making Naruto gag a bit at the slight tug on his throat while the other 2 quickly surrounded him. Please, just leave me alone, pleaded Naruto. Aw, is the little baby going to cry? Do you want your mommy? Oh wait, that's right, freaks like you don't have mothers, said leader of the boys, punching Naruto in the gut, causing him to crouch over in pain as all 3 boys started kicking him, causing Naruto to go in fetal position. Random street. A little girl about 5 years old with pure white eyes and a hint of lavender, fair porcelain skin, dark blue hair, while wearing a pure white kimono, and had a silver bracelet with a ruby embedded in the middle on her right hand while holding onto her mother's hand, who looked like an older version of the girl except with longer hair, while her other hand was gently rubbing on top of her swollen pregnant belly. Both mother and daughter were walking down the street towards the park, which made the little girl very nervous. But what if the other children don't like me, mommy? It's alright, Hinata-chan, I'm sure the other children will like you. After all, you're one of the sweetest girls I know. Besides, you'll need to act like a big girl soon once your baby sister is born. And I just stay with you and my baby sister? Asked Hinata. Hinata-chan, it's nice of you to stay with me and your baby sister, but you need friends your age. Besides, you want to be a ninja, right? Maybe you'll find some of them when you start the academy, and who knows, maybe you'll be on a team together. Hinata nodded her head, still slightly nervous about the idea of meeting other people. That's my girl, now come on, I'm sure there are some nice people that would love to meet you, smiled Hinata's mother, slightly encouraging Hinata as they continued to walk down the street. Hinata took hold of her mother's hand as support while her mother looked down at Hinata with a saddened look on her face as she remembered the night the 2 Kyuubis attacked. Flashback 5 years ago, many branch members of the Hyuga clan that weren't involved in the battle were picking up the shattered pieces and broken remains of glass and furniture as they tried to clean up the clan estate as much as possible. The Hyuga matriarch along with several branch member bodyguards were walking along the outside of the clan estate, observing the exterior for any damages done by the tremors of the two Kyuubi's fight, while waiting for the signal of those inside to see if the estate was structurally stable. The Hyuga matriarch saw the worried looks on her bodyguards' faces and instantly knew what was worrying them. "It's okay, go check on your families. I'll be fine by myself," assured the Hyuga matriarch with a kind smile. "But Mr. Sui, I said it's alright. I know each of you want to check on your loved ones after what just occurred. I'll be fine by myself, and don't worry about my husband, I'll deal with him when he returns from the council meeting." "As you wish, milady, and thank you," bowed both her bodyguards as they both rushed towards the branch estate to check on their loved ones. The Hyuga matriarch smiled at the retreating forms of her bodyguards and was glad that she was able to give them the chance to check on their loved ones when she decided to look at her surroundings after realizing that she was in the garden located at the back of the estate when all of a sudden she felt her unborn daughter kicking inside her. "My, you seem a bit restless tonight, aren't you? What's wrong, Hinata-chan?" asked the Hyuga matriarch, rubbing her swollen belly. A small orb of light appeared in front of the Hyuga matriarch as it floated a couple of feet in front of her and then back as if signifying to follow it. The Hyuga matriarch was hesitant at first, but she didn't feel any malicious intent coming from the strange sphere, and it seemed to be radiating a warm aura like on a warm summer day. She followed the orb behind a couple of trees that were growing near the edge of the small garden. The orb stopped between two sets of trees that was well deep into the small batch of forest, allowing the Hyuga matriarch to catch up to the orb. Once she caught up to the orb shifted into a beautiful woman with pure white angelic wings that gave off their own light, and the angel wearing a white robe and what seemed like armor on top of the robe. The woman was holding a small red orb with a smaller pink orb inside the red one. The Hyuga matriarch was entranced by the angel's beauty, but quickly snapped out of her stupor and regained her composure. "Forgive me, Tenshi-san, I didn't mean to be rude and stare. She seems quite energetic, doesn't she?" asked the angel in a soft gentle voice. To whom are you referring to, Tenshi-san?" "Oh, forgive me, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Layla, the Angel of the Sun, or just Layla for short, and as to whom I was referring to, I meant this little cutie right here," said Layla, pointing towards the Hyuga matriarch's swollen belly. "She has gotten a bit feisty just a few moments ago. It would seem that she might be reacting to my presence. I can sense she has a pure heart and soul, and a very strong will, much like you. Tell me, what is her name?" "I've decided to name her Hinata, my beautiful little sunshine," said a proud Hyuga matriarch as she continued to rub her belly. "Tell me, how did you know her gender before I could even tell you?" "Call it a woman's intuition," said Layla as both women laughed at her comment until Layla turned serious. "But a more serious matter, I have come here to ask you a favor. As you know, just recently, the Kyuubi no Kitsune appeared attacking your village when his mate the Kyuubi no Myobu came in the nick of time trying to stop her mate from causing utter destruction. However, that would not be the case. You see, the Kyuubi no Kitsune was being controlled, and in the end, he unintentionally made a lethal blow to both his mate and his unborn kid. Asp, how awful. Who could anyone force another living creature to attack their own loved ones? By sentiments exactly, you see, your yondaime, Minato Namikaze, had the intention to seal the Kyuubi no Kitsune into his own son, using a forbidden method by you humans. We, however, interfered by orders of the Almighty. It would appear that the mastermind behind this incident tonight has much more evil intention than just destroying a simple village. This intention is still yet unclear to us, but what we do know is that this person tends to seek power that is well beyond his control and forbidden even by the laws of heaven." "You said we, is there another angel here?" Layla smiled at the Hyuga matriarch's question. "Yes, my beloved Yu, the angel of the moon, and my partner in heaven. However, he was also sealed inside Minato's son, as are orders by the Almighty, and I will be sealed inside a second container with the Kyuubi no Myobu and her unborn child." "I see, so little Naruto-kun and another child will be the two containers for the two foxes and two angels. So what is it that you want from me, Layla-san? With your permission, I would like the second container to be little Hinata here." The Hyuga matriarch was shocked at Layla's request when she felt another strong kick from Hinata. "Do you want to do it, Hinata-chan?" Her question was answered by another strong kick from Hinata, making the Hyuga matriarch smile. "I guess you really want to meet Naruto-kun, huh?" Giggled the Hyuga matriarch, remembering her time with her friend and teammate Kushina and how both women were excited once both found out they were pregnant and already planning play dates once their children were born. Layla smiled when she heard the Hyuga matriarch's response when both women heard a faint sound, "Thank you," from both of us. The new voice came from the small orb in Layla's hand, and Layla looked straight at the Hyuga matriarch's eyes. She received a small nod at Layla's unheard request when she gently put her free hand on the Hyuga matriarch's stomach. "Thank you very much, Hinata-chan. Please take good care of both of us," said Layla, retreating her hand. "Shinigami." The air surrounding the two women suddenly felt cold, and a demonic image suddenly appeared behind Layla, causing the Hyuga matriarch to worry. I have found our second container, and as agreed, once you sealed both me and the Kyuubi no Myobu, you will receive half our power, so long as you spare the soul that was sacrificed for this sealing ritual. Should you break your vow, your punishment will be dealt with by the Almighty personally, is that clear? Said Layla in a threatening voice. As you wish, Layla-sama, I will begin the process. The image of a beautiful red-haired appeared causing the Hyuga matriarch's eyes to widen. Kushina-chan. It's been a while my friend. I'm sorry, but it looks like I won't be able to see Hinata-chan or Naruto-kun grow up. I promise, I'll keep an eye on both of them, said Kushina with a faint sad smile, appearing on her ghostly image with her friend crying tears of sorrow. Rest peacefully Kushina-chan, I'll do everything I can to help Naruto-kun. That is my promise of a lifetime to you. A bright light started to envelop the small area as Kushina and her friend made a motion with their hands, as if swearing a pinky promise. Then flashback. After the sealing process was done, the Hyuga matriarch tried her best to convince her husband to try to adopt Naruto, but all her effort turned up in failure with her husband being too stubborn to agree because it would tarnish the Hyuga image, according to him and the elders. Evidently she decided to go against her husband's wishes and decided to help the boy in secrecy by giving him food whenever she could or some fresh clothes when his old ones were worn out. But the one thing she will always remember was when she gave him his first gift, a small orange plush fox and a small silver bracelet with a sapphire embedded in the middle. Even though she gave it to him indirectly and he didn't know that it was from her, he was still so happy that he started crying tears of joy that there was at least someone else out there looking out for him. She remembered that day, the day she bought his plush fox and bracelet. It was several days after the cloud incident and she had bought a pair of plush foxes, one purple and the other orange, and two custom-made, matching silver bracelets, one with a sapphire in the middle and the other a ruby. She decided to give Hinata the purple fox to help calm her down, while telling her a story that the bracelet was special, with another one just like it only with blue jewel, and the person who has it will be the most important person that she will ever meet. Even though both Naruto and Hinata were young, she just couldn't resist playing matchmaker with them. In the park, Naruto was on the ground in a fetal position as the three bullies continued to kick Naruto. What's wrong Crybaby, you too chicken to fight? No way, he's just going to cry again. Is that true Crybaby, are you going to cry again? Hey, what's that? Asked one of the boys as he noticed a shining silver chain on Naruto's left hand. Looks expensive, said another of the boys after looking at Naruto's silver bracelet, causing Naruto to cover his most prized treasure into his other hand and held it close to his body. Well I say it's mine now. So come on loser give it here, said the leader of the boys, as all three boys tried to pry off Naruto's hand, but Naruto still kept a firm grip on his bracelet that the chain was starting to dig into his skin every time the boys tried to yank off his hand. And just what do you think you children are doing to that poor boy? Asked a stern feminine voice from behind the three children. Hey, butt out old lady, my dad's in the council, so he can Lady Hyuga. Said the leader of the three boys after realizing that he just insulted the matriarch of the Hyuga clan, one of the most wealthy and respected clans in the village. I'm sorry, I didn't mean. You do well to know when to keep quiet boy. Especially after I just caught you beating up a defenseless person, interrupted the Hyuga matriarch, causing all three boys to cringe in fear when the parents of all three children appeared. Is there something wrong Lady Hyuga? Are our children bothering you? Perhaps our boys would like to play with little Hinata-chan. Asked the parents of the supposed leader of the trio of boys, who also happened to be a member of the civilian council. I'm afraid I'm going to have to respectfully decline. Your child seems to lack discipline councilman, unless of course he always refers to other respected figures as old lady as he so generously called me, said the Hyuga matriarch in a sickly sweet voice. I will never let my sweet Hinata-chan be associated with someone who shows lack of respect. The councilman paled after hearing her comment and was currently thinking of a way to get out of this situation. Well, you know boys, always roughhousing with one another. Really? I didn't know roughhousing involved one child being ganged up and beaten to a pulp. All three parents looked at the beaten form of Naruto as he slowly tried to hide himself inside his cloak. I'm sure that boy was the one who started this entire ruckus. And he has my bracelet, said the councilman's son in an obnoxious voice. There, you see, he stole something that wasn't his, and my child had the right to get back his stolen bracelet. The Hyuga matriarch recognized the silver bracelet that she gave to Naruto and immediately devised a plan. Tell me if that bracelet is your son's, when did you bought it for him councilman? 3 days ago at the jewelry store several blocks from the Yamanaka flower shop, I gave it to my son as a special present. For what occasion, councilman? You invited us to your son's birthday 2 months ago, and he didn't have a bracelet on him. There's no holiday coming up, and he's still too young to enter the ninja academy, so what could it be? I can see where your son gets his manners, councilman. I saw Naruto-kun wearing that bracelet a week ago when he was sitting in the Hokage's office, and the Hokage also knows that Naruto-kun always wears his bracelet. He probably stole it. There's no way someone like him can afford something like that. Perhaps, but who's to say that someone didn't give it to him? Someone like the Hokage, or would you like to confirm it with me, councilman? Maybe you can explain to him why you lied to me, a member of the Hyuga clan, and attempted to steal someone else's possession. The councilman paled at her statement and decided to just cut his losses. No, that's alright, Lady Hyuga, I'll just be on my way then, and I had some errands to run anyway. The parents quickly grabbed their children and left the park. Once they were out of sight, she quickly went to check on Naruto and saw that he was shaking in fear at the sight of her. Please don't hurt me. I promise, I'll just go somewhere else. Naruto's rant was cut off when the Hyuga matriarch started to gently wipe his cheeks with a hanky that she always carried and looked at him with caring eyes. Now why would I hurt such a handsome boy like you? I know you didn't do anything wrong or that you stole that bracelet. Why don't you go play with my daughter? I'm sure she would like to be friends with you. Naruto's eyes widened at the thought of having a friend for the first time, and the woman in front of him didn't seem to hate him, so he got up and went towards the girl who looked like a smaller version of the woman that saved him. Hello, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. Hello, and my name is Hinata Hyuga. Hinata, it's a nice name. Thank you, blushed Hinata. Would you like to be my friend? Asked a nervous Naruto, shocking Hinata at his question. Hinata stayed quiet as she was still in shock, but quickly snapped back to reality once she saw Naruto slowly backing away with a hurt expression on his face. Wait. Said Hinata, gently tugged the back of Naruto's cloak, causing him to turn around. I'm sorry, it's just that no one has ever asked me to be their friend before. I would love to be your friend, said Hinata with sincere smile on her face, causing Naruto to blush. What's this feeling I'm sensing? It's warm. Hinata's mother watched as Naruto and Hinata played together the whole day with a gentle smile on her face. Kushina-chan, Naruto-kun turned out to be a nice boy. You should be proud of him from where you're watching. Who knows, maybe they'll end up being together like the two angels we both encountered. Both children continued to play together as they started playing in the sandbox, with both bracelets shining brightly in the sunlight, and their gems appear to be giving off an ethereal glow. 7 years later, the 12-year-old Naruto walked into his apartment taking off his bright neon orange jacket, revealing a plain black shirt. Naruto dropped his jacket on the floor and flopped down on his bed. Man, today sucked as well then again, every day sucks with people calling me demon and monster all the time. The villagers would always abuse Naruto in some way, whether it's emotionally or physically, it would always make him feel depressed or lonely. Naruto looked at his left hand and saw his silver bracelet with a sapphire embedded in the middle. Then again, I guess it wasn't so bad. After all, it's always worth it to see her smile, thought Naruto happily. Flashback 7 years ago, the 5-year-old Naruto was walking back to his apartment with his makeshift hood and cloak wrapped around his small frame with a smile hidden behind his hood after playing with his new friend. He saw that the sun had nearly set and instantly started running towards his apartment that the third Hokage had given him. I have to get home. I need to lock up before they come find me. Naruto ran at full speed heading towards his apartment when he felt someone grabbed him from behind and pulled him into a dark alley. Naruto's attackers slammed him against a wall, causing him to become lightheaded, but it's not even night. I thought I still had time. It took a while to find you, demon, but patience has its own rewards, said the councilman from earlier with a large mob behind him, so tricking the Hyuga matriarch into playing with her daughter. Ha, demon. Then again, that's to be expected from a demon such as you, isn't that right, everyone? The mob started to mutter in agreement, and Naruto could tell that they really wanted to hurt him just like all the other times. Please just let me go, whimpered Naruto. And let you leave before teaching you your lesson. I don't think so, sneered the councilman. Gentlemen, see to it that he learns his lesson about humiliating others and for tricking other people. The mob cheered and quickly started punching Naruto and grabbing anything nearby to use as a weapon. Naruto screamed in pain as the villagers jabbed, punched, and slammed Naruto with their fist, broken glass, stones, and any other weapon they found or brought. Please someone. Anyone. Please help me. I thought Naruto as he started to remember all of his beatings, since he could remember. I don't want to die not like this. Memories of other beatings far worse started to flash before his eyes, with the villagers whispering behind his back, but he was still able to hear their insults bringing more tears to his eyes. No one will miss me. No one will care about me. I don't even know who my parents are. I don't even know if they love me, thought Naruto, feeling more pain. I feel so tired. My heart feels like it's about to explode. Naruto's vision started to turn red from the blood coming from his forehead, with one of his eyes starting to swell close. I just wish that I wanted to feel happy, just once, even if it was for one day, just once, thought Naruto as he started to lose consciousness. Naruto-kun. Naruto's eyes widen as much as possible when he started to hear Hinata's voice in his head. Flashback to earlier, is it okay if I call you Naruto-kun? Naruto stared at Hinata's white lavender eyes and was amazed at how much they reminded him of the moon. The sun had just started to set when Hinata's mother called her over saying it was time to go home. Yeah, is it okay if I call you Hinata-chan? Hinata shyly nodded, giving him a small smile, making Naruto blush at the sight in front of him. Naruto-kun, would you like to meet Hinata-chan tomorrow and play with her again? Asked Hinata's mother, walking over to the two children. Naruto started blushing out of embarrassment but shyly nodded, causing Hinata's mother to giggle at Naruto's reaction. Well then, I guess we'll see you tomorrow, then Naruto-kun, it's a promise. Oh, and one other thing Naruto-kun, can you call me auntie? Said the Hyuga matriarch with stars in her eyes, with Naruto nodding. Get home safely Naruto-kun, said the Hyuga matriarch as she and Hinata started walking back to the Hyuga compound. Then flashback, that's right, I promised Hinata-chan and auntie. I made a promise and I need to keep it. I finally made a friend, I have a friend. The villagers kept punching and cutting Naruto, but all Naruto would remember was Hinata's smile. It hurts, my body hurts, but I can still see her smile, Hinata-chan's smile. Then flashback, that's right, I remember that day. I remembered her smile was the one thing that kept me going. They also nearly took my bracelet if it wasn't for the old man showing up when he did. I vowed that I would always try to protect her. Auntie, I miss you, and so does Hinata-chan, thought Naruto as he looked out the window into the night sky. I can't believe how beautiful she's gotten, and yet I'm stuck pretending to like some pink-haired banshee who's obsessed with some duck-haired emo bastard. Maybe if I was born in a high class, maybe Hinata-chan and I could, well, there's no use in pretending, but maybe someday, I can return Hinata-chan's feelings. Naruto's thoughts were interrupted when he heard a small squeal with something climbing on top of his back. Sorry Tsuki-chan, I was just daydreaming again. You're hungry, right girl? Naruto flipped over, sitting on his bed to come face to face with a light blue fox-like creature with rabbit-like ears, dark blue tips on its tail, ears and paws, and a diamond-shaped sapphire forehead mark with midnight blue eyes that shined in the moonlight. The little fox-like creature happily squealed as she stood on her hind legs while wagging her tail. Do you want to go to Ichiraku's ramen? The fox-like creature happily squealed again as Naruto grabbed his jacket from the floor and zipped all the way up while creating a little space for his small furry friend. I'm sure AM Nichan would like the visit, said Naruto, placing Tsuki inside his jacket like he's seen Kiba do with his dog Akamaru. Hyuga compound. Hinata entered her room supporting bruises from her spar with Hanabi that her father would force her to make. Hinata limped over to her bed and gently lied down on her bed when she heard someone gently knocking on her door. Hummin, said Hinata, only for the door to open a small crack to reveal a little girl with long brown hair, wide eyes with a hint of lavender color, and was wearing an armless blue V-neck shirt and blue shorts. The little girl had a look of depression and regret. Oh Onichan. Hanabi-chan, what's wrong? Hanabi slowly entered her sister's room and started crying as she ran over to her sister and hugged her. Oh Onichan. I don't want to spar anymore. I just keep hurting you because father makes us. Cried Hanabi. Hinata gently stroked her sister's hair as she continued to cry and hiccuped. Hanabi-chan, it's alright, I don't mind the spars as long you're safe. Onichan, then why don't you just win once? I know you're strong and I know you can easily beat me, so why? Why won't you just win once so father can stop hitting you? Whimpered Hanabi. Because Hanabi-chan, I care too much about you, and if I do win, I'm scared father would start hitting you. I would gladly receive all his punishments just as long as you are safe, said Hinata in a motherly tone. Onichan. Hanabi was interrupted when both girls heard a small shuffling coming from Hinata's closet when the door opened and a bundle of clothes came out with something moving underneath it. Both girls heard whimpering noises when out popped a small blue-white wolf-like cub with a wide underbelly, white-tipped paws, and a white circle forehead mark with sky-blue eyes. Taiyo-kun, you scared us, said Hanabi, wiping her tears. Taiyo-kun, you silly little thing, you must be hungry. Hanabi-chan, do you think you can get some dinner for him please? Asked Hinata with Hanabi nodding and quickly went to the kitchen to get some food for the wolf-like cub. Hinata saw the wolf-like cub jumped on top of the bed and stood on his hind legs while placing his two front paws on Hinata's arm as if asking if she was alright. It's alright Taiyo-kun, it doesn't hurt as much. You just wait until Auntie Hanabi comes back with dinner, okay? Hinata's furry companion let out an affirmative yipping sound while Hinata gently started to stroke his forehead as she remembered how Taiyo just mysteriously entered her life. Flashback 7 years ago, Hinata had woken up feeling excited that she made her first friend yesterday and she would meet him again later on. Hinata-chan, are you dressed yet? We have to go soon, called Hinata's mother. I'm nearly ready mommy. Once Hinata had finished getting dressed, she heard shuffling coming from under her bed, making her feel scared when she saw two sky blue eyes appear underneath her bed, causing her to scream in fright. Hinata-chan, what is it? Asked a frantic Hyuga matriarch with a handful of branch member bodyguards, slamming the door open, ready to fight off any intruder. Hinata pointed underneath her bed shaking in fear when one of the Hyuga bodyguards noticed the two eyes and activated his Byakugan. "Hello, what have we here?" "It looks like some kind of animal," said the branch member reaching underneath the bed when the room was filled with yelping noises as the branch member pulled out what looked like a wolf cub but with a strange blue-white colored fur. "I've never seen a wolf or dog with this type of color before," said the branch member holding the cub by the scruff of its neck, causing the cub to let out more yelping noises. "You're hurting the poor thing. You have to hold him gently," said the Hyuga matriarch gently grabbing the wolf cub. "Aren't you just the cutest thing?" said the Hyuga matriarch in a motherly tone as the wolf cub licked her nose, causing the Hyuga matriarch to giggle at the tickling sensation. "Hinata-chan, come say hi, he looks friendly." Hinata nervously walked up to her mother holding the wolf cub as her mother held out the cub. Hinata slowly reached to pet the cub when it suddenly licked her hand, causing Hinata to yelp in surprise and fold back. "Calm down, Hinata-chan, he was just saying hi in his own way." Hinata slowly reached out again to pet the cub and gently stroke his forehead as the cub closed his eyes in content. "See, he likes you." "What is it with all this commotion so early in the morning?" asked a stern voice coming from the doorway. Everyone turned to look at the doorway revealing the head of the Hyuga clan, Hiashi Hyuga. "Oh, good morning dear, it looks like we had a little visitor during the night," said the Hyuga matriarch holding the wolf cub while Hinata continued to gently stroke it. "Humph, guards, dispose of that creature," ordered Hiashi as he started to walk down the hall. "Hiashi, he's just a baby. He can't properly fend for himself," said the Hyuga matriarch. "That thing is nothing more than a disease-ridden animal that needs to be taken care of. It also means that we need tighter security if a small furry abomination was able to slip past our guards." "Let's be grateful it wasn't an enemy ninja," said Hiashi. "Just an animal you say, are you that cold-hearted that you would easily forsake a poor living soul?" said the Hyuga matriarch placing the wolf cub in her daughter's lap. "Is it because it would tarnish the Hyuga image like you and the elders so wholeheartedly agree on?" said Hyuga matriarch glaring at her husband, causing him to stop in his footsteps. "He's alone and scared with no one to rely on. He's defenseless and vulnerable, and even if he was an animal, he wouldn't hurt a single soul." "You've changed from the Hiashi Hyuga I once knew dear," said the Hyuga matriarch conveying her secret message. Hiashi just stood there at the end of the hallway not moving a muscle. "Do as you wish, but my decision still stands." Hinata didn't know what was going on, but all of a sudden all the guards had a disappointed look on their face, like they had committed a crime. "You are all dismissed, I'll be taking my daughter to the park now." The bodyguards bowed in respect and left as both mother and daughter walked down the street towards the park with their wolf cub in Hinata's arms. "Do we really have to give him away, mommy?" "Tell you what, Hinata-chan, why don't we keep him a secret from your father? Maybe Naruto-kun can help you raise him and keep him at his house so you can properly train him," said the Hyuga matriarch with a smile just like her daughter and nodded her head in agreement. At the park, both mother and daughter reached the park and found a lot of children playing, but they couldn't find Naruto anywhere. I don't see Naruto-kun anywhere," said a disheartened Hinata. "I'm sure he's here somewhere, Hinata-chan, don't worry." Hinata and her mother searched the whole park, but they still couldn't find Naruto, causing Hinata to become more disheartened thinking that she lost her first friend. "Hinata-chan, hey auntie, I made it. I kept my promise," came Naruto's voice from behind the two when both were greeted by the sight of a bandaged Naruto covering most of his arms, neck and forehead, with some going diagonal covering one of his eyes, while wearing an orange shirt and black shorts. The Hokage was standing next to Naruto making sure that he was able to stand on his own, and Naruto-kun, what happened to you? Are you okay?" asked a frantic Hinata stuttering at the sight of her new friend. He insisted on coming and was about to leave the hospital, saying that he had to keep his promise to his new friend and his auntie. "I presume he means you, Lady Hyuga?" asked the aged Hokage, causing the Hyuga matriarch to nervously laugh at his statement while supporting a large sweat drop when they were interrupted by a small squeaking sound. Everyone looked behind Naruto and the Hokage and saw a blue fox-like creature. "Hey, it's that little fox that I found in my hospital room," said Naruto. The wolf cub in Hinata's arms quickly jumped down and went over to the fox as both fox and wolf stood in front of each other, sniffing until their noses met and both creatures started playing with each other. It seems that Hinata-chan's new friend also likes Naruto-kun's new friend. "Hinata-chan, Naruto-kun, go play with your new friends, but not too rough, okay?" "Okay, we will auntie," said Naruto in a cheerful voice as both children sat down in a soft patch of grass, playing with each of their new furry companions. Then flashback, Mom even named them Taiyo and Tsuki, the sun and moon. Mom always did like to use weird names, but that's what made her special, thought Hinata. Still, it's weird on how Taiyo-kun hasn't grown for the last 7 years, but then again, I wouldn't be able to keep him hidden in my room if he did. Hinata kept stroking Taiyo's forehead when she heard Hanabi softly knocking on her door. Hanabi quickly brought a tray of cooked steak, making Taiyo wag his tail in excitement, but still didn't make a sound. It's a good thing Naruto-kun, and I taught you how to be quiet, otherwise father would have thrown you out on the street or worse. It's a shame Naruto-kun's landlord couldn't let him keep 2 pets, said Hinata as Hanabi placed the tray on her sister's lap. Taiyo was about to pounce and devour his food when Hinata gently flicked his nose. Manners, Taiyo-kun, I taught you better than that. Just what would Tsuki-chan think if she saw you act like this, said Hinata, acting like a mother scolding a child, making Taiyo whimper in regret and ate his dinner at a normal pace. Ona-chan makes a good mommy, said Hanabi, making Hinata blush at her statement. That's N not T true. Yes, it is. Ona-chan and Inaya-chan help take care of me, so Ona-chan and Inaya-chan are like my mommy and daddy, said Hanabi, making Hinata's blush even redder at the thought of her and Naruto having been together. Hinata's mother died several days after giving birth to Hanabi, and her father became stricter with her and her training, with him always being disappointed at her for different reasons, but she still had time to help take care of her sister. Hinata even introduced Hanabi to Naruto, that the two quickly became close, that the three would always meet together at the park if Hinata and Naruto were not training for the academy. Ona-chan, do you think Inaya-chan and Tsuki-chan are doing okay? If I know Naruto-kun, he's probably at Ichiraku's ramen right now with Am-chan hugging Tsuki-chan, said Hinata, causing both girls to giggle at Hinata's statement. Ichiraku ramen, I'm on just one more ramen please. Begged Naruto to Am. No way, you've already had 3 bowls, and a growing boy needs to eat healthy, so you're eating your salad, young man, and that's final. Scolded Am Ichiraku, placing a salad bowl in front of him. If I didn't know any better Am, I would say you're his mother, said Tuchi Ichiraku to his daughter, while cleaning some of the dishes. Am blushed at her father's statement but quickly regained her composure. It's not like that, besides we promised Lady Hyuga that we would take care of Naruto in her place if something happened to her. After all, if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't even have our little ramen stand right now, and besides that woman was a saint compared to the other pompous nobles and rich clans. True, she did quite have a ramen craving when she was pregnant with Hinata and Hanabi. I suppose I should also be thankful for bringing me my #1 customer as well, said Tuchi, rubbing Naruto's head. Yeah, I really liked Auntie, and I'm thankful that she introduced me to both Am-chan, old man Tuchi, smiled Naruto. Naruto quietly continued to eat his salad even though he didn't want to. He knew Am meant well, and Tsuki just continued to eat her bowl of sliced meat. So Naruto-kun, how are your studies? I bad, I still can't get the clone jutsu down. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, said Naruto. Cheer up Naruto, I'm sure you'll get it in time, said Tuchi. Thanks, it means a lot hearing that from you guys, but I guess I should be going now. It's getting late and I have to wake up early. Let's go Tsuki-chan, called Naruto just as Tsuki finished her bowl and licked Am's cheek to show her appreciation. Well, you're welcome Tsuki-chan. You're just so cute, said Am, petting Tsuki's forehead. Naruto's apartment. Naruto quickly changed into his pajamas and got into bed with Tsuki going under the covers and getting on top of Naruto's chest while sticking her head out from under the covers. I swear Tsuki-chan, you're just as hyper as Taiyo. Good night Tsuki-chan, sweet dreams. Hyuga compound. Hanabi helped Hinata changed into her pajamas, trying to be careful with her injuries. Once Hinata had changed, Hanabi went to her room while Hinata got into bed with Taiyo running around underneath the covers. No more honey ham for you Taiyo-kun, it's making you too hyper. Hinata grabbed Taiyo and tucked him in next to her. Good night Taiyo-kun, I'll take you with me to the academy tomorrow so you can get some exercise. Naruto-kun will bring Tsuki-chan to keep you company, so be on your best behavior, okay? Taiyo quietly yipped as they both drifted off to sleep. The next day, Hinata woke up to the sound of her alarm clock going off and found an empty bed, knowing full well that Taiyo hid in the closet again in case her father or anyone else entered her room. Her wounds had also quickly healed up, making her wonder how she and Naruto had this amazing ability. Another thing that Hinata still couldn't figure out was how Taiyo was able to hide even from the Byakugan, with Tsuki sharing the same ability. She remembered during one of her days off from school, she and Hanabi were taking care of Tsuki for the day while Naruto was training on his clone jutsu and he didn't want anything to happen to Tsuki. While in her room, Taiyo and Tsuki were running around playing with each other when they accidentally knocked over her lamp, causing their father to enter their room. Hinata tried to explain what happened when Hanabi intervened, stating she was practicing how to set up a trap, with Hinata correcting her mistake when she accidentally hit the lamp. Ashi stood there with a blank expression when he activated his Byakugan, making Hinata and Hanabi worry that he saw Taiyo and Tsuki hiding in her closet after knocking down the lamp. Ashi kept looking around when he deactivated his Byakugan, stating that Hanabi should practice her jutsu outside instead of indoors. Both girls were confused as to how their father couldn't see Taiyo and Tsuki, but considered it a blessing that he couldn't see them. Hinata quickly looked out in the halls to see if the coast was clear and quickly snuck into the bathroom carrying Taiyo in her hands while covering him with a towel in case she encountered someone unexpected. "Okay Taiyo-kun, it's time for our bath. I want you nice and clean for today," said Hinata happily wearing a bathing suit while washing Taiyo. Several minutes later, Hinata quickly dried off Taiyo, finding it funny that his fur would always stick out whenever she took him out of the bath. Hinata started getting dressed, looking at herself in the mirror. "I wonder if Naruto-kun will ever look at me like he does with Sakura-san. I want to confess my feelings, but why can't I ever tell him?" thought a frustrated Hinata. Hinata knew the villagers would hurt Naruto from time to time, and it would always hurt her to see her best friend hurt and broken, that she and Hanabi would try to visit him without their father knowing. Hinata started developing feelings for Naruto after they both joined the academy and always admired how he would never give up despite what all the villagers say about him. To Hinata, Naruto was a sweet, kind, and caring person. "If only I was strong enough to tell him I love him. I want to be there for you, Naruto-kun. I don't want to see you with that fake smile you always put on. I want to see your real smile, the smile that always makes me feel happy and warm inside, the smile I saw when we first met. Naruto-kun, I always wanted to tell you that I love you." Hinata put on black shirt with dark blue pants and a baggy beige jacket over her shirt. She went to join her father and sister to eat breakfast, and like always, breakfast was quiet with an awkward silence. Hinata and Hanabi quickly finished their breakfast and picked up their plates. As both sisters sneaked some bacon they left for Taiyo into Hinata's lunch. Hinata quickly went back to her room to grab her things while quietly placing Taiyo in her backpack. Hinata and Hanabi quickly bade their father farewell and set off to the academy. Once the girls were a good distance away, Hinata quickly turned into an alley and let Taiyo out to get some exercise. Taiyo stretched each of his limbs while Hinata hand-fed him the bacon she and Hanabi saved just for him. Taiyo ate his breakfast and licked Hinata's hand to show his gratitude once he was done, causing Hinata to giggle at the tickling sensation. Hinata and Hanabi set off towards the academy once again, with Taiyo walking next to Hinata enjoying the sunlight. Naruto's apartment. Naruto woke up early, gently placing Tsuki to his side as he went to the bathroom to take a quick shower when he suddenly remembered something. Naruto entered his bedroom again, just as Tsuki was starting to wake up, stretching her limbs. "Sorry, didn't mean to wake up Tsuki-chan," said Naruto, petting Tsuki. Tsuki just happily squeaked as Naruto continued to pet her. "Come on, it's time for a bath. You don't want to be dirty when we meet Taiyo and Hinata-chan, right?" Tsuki just squeaked as Naruto gently carried her into the bathroom. Naruto wore some swimming trunks as he and Tsuki bathed together. Even though Tsuki wasn't human, he still felt weird bathing completely nude whenever he took Tsuki a bath. Usually he would do it when he came back from the academy to take her a bath, but on busy days he would usually take a bath with her wearing swimming trunks. Several minutes later, Naruto came out of the shower drying Tsuki off while trying to straighten her fur. "I swear Tsuki-chan, you look so silly whenever you come out of the shower," snickered Naruto, causing the fox-like creature to angrily squeal at him. "Alright, I get it, I'm sorry, but you know it's true." Naruto quickly changed into his usual black shirt with his bright neon orange jumpsuit on top. "Geez, I swear. I like orange but not this much on me, no thanks to those lousy store clerks, though I do get a good practice at dodging and stealth with those Anbu after one of my pranks, especially with something this bright." Sigh. Another day, another boring lecture at the academy. Not to mention that loud-mouthed Banshee and the duck-haired Emo, although Ino is more tolerable than the Banshee, at least she's kind of nice to me and knows when to stop. I really should ask her for some advice on flowers, what do you think? Asked Naruto, looking at Tsuki while the little fox-like creature wagged her tail. "Oh well, maybe some other time. Come on Tsuki-chan, old man Tucci said he was making us waffles this morning and I'm not missing out," happily proclaimed Naruto. Even though Tucci owns a ramen stand, he would always make Naruto try different things, apart from just ramen, that even Iruka Yamino, Naruto's father figure and academy instructor, would encourage him to try some of the things Tucci makes, and if he ate it all, he would treat him to ramen after that. Ichiraku ramen. Naruto was happily eating his waffles with Tsuki eating a small portion of waffle herself. "Are you sure it's okay for her to be eating human food, Naruto-kun? I mean, meat I can understand as long as it's organic, but waffles? It's okay, am Nichan. Tsuki-chan has eaten plenty of human food before and she's perfectly healthy. Besides, I'm the one who should be paying you for making you cook stuff outside the menu." "Nonsense, you're family and family always supports each other. It doesn't matter what anyone or a little piece of paper says, as long as your heart is there with people you care about, then that is where your home and family truly are," said Tucci. Tucci had tried many times to adopt Naruto when he was younger with the orphanages, increasing their price for adoption papers when Tucci mentioned Naruto's name, or with the Hokage's secretary interfering with his meeting with the Hokage to get some adoption papers in any way possible. Tucci even tried to go to the Hyuga matriarch for some support, but her health started to worsen during the last stages of her pregnancy that he didn't want to burden her. Eventually Tucci decided to support Naruto any way he can and at least give him a decent meal, a bed for him and Tsuki, and a small home if Naruto was out late training. "I'm still concerned about her eating human food," said AM. "I told you AM-Nichan, Tsuki is used to eating human food. In fact, she won't even touch any kind of dog food or raw meat, she'll eat any kind of human food, and the same goes for Taiyo. If you ask me, I think she's hooked on sweets. I brought home some of your birthday cake last year and I never even got one bite, let alone that piece of strawberry shortcake I bought last month," grumbled Naruto only to be tail whipped in the forehead, startling Naruto, making him fall off his stool. "Let that be a lesson to you, Naruto-kun, never come between a woman and her sweets," giggled AM with Tsuki giving an affirmative squeak. "You still could have saved me some," grumbled Naruto. Random street. Naruto was walking down the street near the forest with Tsuki walking next to him while the villagers glared at him in hatred, whispering that he was a demon and that Tsuki was just one of his servants, while others were intrigued at Tsuki's unique look since Naruto would always carry Tsuki in his jacket in case the villagers decided to attack, but he felt that she would like to stretch her legs today. Naruto and Tsuki kept walking down the path when Tsuki suddenly stopped and stared into the tree line of the forest. Naruto stopped walking, wondering why Tsuki stopped all of a sudden when he noticed Tsuki staring into the forest. "What is it, Tsuki-chan? Do you hear something?" Tsuki suddenly dashed into the forest with Naruto running after her, knowing that something was wrong if Tsuki just suddenly started running. Tsuki kept running with Naruto having a hard time keeping up with her. "Man, I didn't know Tsuki-chan could run this fast. I'm having a hard time just keeping up and I have pretty good stamina." In the forest, Naruto followed Tsuki for several minutes when they both came across a clearing surrounded by trees, letting some light through, creating several columns of light with a fresh breeze passing through several wildflowers surrounding a large wide tree in the center of the clearing. "Wow, this place is kind of peaceful." Tsuki ran to the side of the large tree in the center, with Naruto following close behind. Naruto saw what looked like a hollow entrance where the tree roots and tree trunk met. "It's actually kind of roomy in here," said Naruto looking inside the hollow space. "Hey, what's this?" said Naruto looking down at the dirt floor where there laid a pure white egg. Tsuki cautiously approached the egg, sniffing it, making sure it was safe. Once she was done sniffing it, Tsuki looked at Naruto as if trying to tell him something. "What's wrong, Tsuki-chan? Is something wrong with the egg?" Tsuki just squealed in reply while Naruto kneeled down and gently lifted the egg when he realized some of his chakra was being absorbed into the egg, causing it to change from white to a light sky blue. "Well, that's weird. I guess that rules out a bird's egg." Back at the village, Hinata, Hanabi, and Taiyo were walking down the street towards the academy when Taiyo started growling for no particular reason. "Taiyo-kun, what's wrong?" "Hey Hinata." Hinata and Hanabi turned towards the sound of the voice and spotted a boy wearing a gray hooded sweater with black fur linings, wearing standard dark blue pants, a shuriken holder on attached to his right thigh, and standard ninja sandals. The voice was from Kiba Inyazuka, heir to the Inyazuka clan, a clan that specializes in tracking with feral features and upside-down, red, triangle markings on their cheeks, and each member had a canine partner. Hinata knew that Kiba has a crush on her, but lately he's been making unwanted advances on her that Taiyo had come to her aid several times by distracting him while she got away. Hinata had respectfully declined Kiba many times, but he still wouldn't give up on her. "Hinata, it's been a while," said Kiba trying to act like a cool guy. We saw each other yesterday, Kiba-san," said a nervous Hinata, not noticing that Taiyo was quietly walking around Kiba. "Hey Hinata, how about after class we?" "She's not interested, you horny mutt. Besides, she already said she doesn't like you, idiot," said Hanabi. "Wham, ow. Why you little brat, said Kiba hopping on one leg while holding on the other where Hanabi kicked him. "Chomp, AHH you again, this time we're ready for you. Get him, Akamaru," said Kiba as Taiyo managed to rip off part of Kiba's pants where he bit him and quickly ran off after seeing Hanabi and Hinata running towards the academy. The white puppy with black ears popped out of Kiba's coat and was about to attack Taiyo when they both realized that he had gotten away. "How does that mangy stray mutt always know where I am? And why does he only attack me when I'm with Hinata? I know for sure Hinata doesn't have any pets and that little brat is becoming a nuisance even if she is Hinata's little sister." Kiba stood up straight after rubbing his bottom where Taiyo bit him. "Come on Akamaru, let's see if we can get a seat next to her," said Kiba, picking up Akamaru when he heard several villagers snickering behind his back. "What are they laughing about? Oh well, who cares, when did it get breezy out here?" "At the academy, pant, thank you Hanabi-chan. You really saved me back there," panted Hinata after running all the way to the academy. Pant anything for my mommy," said Hinata, making Hinata blush at Hanabi's statement. Hanabi-chan, I've told you I'm your sister, not your mother," stuttered Hinata. "Even so, you've been like a mother to me, so that's why I've decided I'll call you my mommy and Inai-chan my daddy when it's just the three of us." After all, you did practically raise me, smiled Hanabi making Hinata blush even deeper. But and Naruto-kun, and I need to be married to be your mommy and daddy, and besides why you'll be an aunt if we do have C children, whispered Hinata shyly. Biggle then I hope that daddy proposes to mommy soon. That way, we can all be happy together, said Hanabi mimicking Naruto's foxy smile, and turned towards the academy entrance, just like a real family should, whispered Hanabi as a lone tear escaped through one of her eyes. Hanabi-chan, whispered Hinata knowing full well that Hiashi always mistreated her, but she did it to protect Hanabi from his wrath. Hiashi was always cold and lifeless towards both girls, only concentrating on making the clan stronger, and Hinata knew the only time Hanabi ever felt like a real little girl was around Naruto and her. Hinata also knew that Hanabi would cry at night, wishing that Hiashi would stop making her spar with Hinata, that way Hinata doesn't suffer any more injuries. Hinata went towards Hanabi and hugged her from behind as she whispered in a motherly tone, "Don't worry Hanabi-chan, you can always cry in front of me. You don't have to hide your pain. I'll always be here whenever you call for me." Hanabi couldn't hold her tears after hearing Hinata's words, as both sisters hugged each other, with Hinata stroking Hanabi's hair to comfort her with Hanabi letting go of all her pent-up frustration. "Hinata-chan. Hanabi-chan. Is everything alright?" Hinata and Hanabi let go of each other after hearing Naruto's voice. Both girls looked at the academy's gate seeing Naruto running towards them with Tsuki at his heels, and he was carrying what looked like an egg in his arms. Naruto quickly kneeled down after gently placing the egg down and looked at Hanabi. "What is it Hanabi-chan? Is someone picking on you? Are you hurt?" Hanabi just looked at Naruto through her teary eyes. "Hick daddy." Hanabi grabbed onto Naruto crying in his chest, while Naruto was blushing at Hanabi's statement. Hanabi-chan, I'm not really why your dad. You already have a dad." He's not hick my dad, hick dad wouldn't make me hick her mommy, cried Hanabi with Naruto, knowing she was referring to Hinata. There Munchkin, I promise I'll keep an eye on Hinata-chan. At the first sign of trouble I'll protect her okay? Hanabi was wiping off her tears and nodded as she continued to hiccup. "Good girl, now don't get so worked up or you'll stay with those hiccups for a while," said Naruto rubbing Hanabi's head. "Naruto-kun, we still have some time before the academy starts, why don't we go over by the swing set and let Hanabi rest for a while until she calms down?" said Hinata. "Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Come on Munchkin," said Naruto picking up Hanabi like a father, with Hinata picking up the egg he put down. "Where did you find this egg Naruto-kun?" Tsuki-chan found it in a small clearing just outside the village. "It's weird though, when I found it the egg was white, but when I touched it, it turned blue." Hinata was looking at the egg when she saw some red chakra escaping from her hands, making the egg turn from blue to a light purple. "Okay, things just got weirder," said Naruto. "I know, I think it took some chakra from me as well, but it was red. Chakra is usually blue when I see it. We'll think about it later. Right now, Hanabi-chan is more important," said Naruto as he and Hinata went towards the swing set at the side of the academy, with Tsuki and Taiyo following close behind them. Swing set. Naruto and Hinata sat on the ground underneath the tree of the swing set. Hanabi was resting on Hinata's lap with Hinata gently stroking Hanabi's hair, while Tsuki and Taiyo were resting with a light purple egg nestled between their tails. "She's finally clammed down, thank goodness. She really is a special little girl. It's a shame your father can't see that," said Naruto looking at Hanabi's peaceful face. "What about you though? Are you alright? I know your father doesn't pull any punches just because you're his daughter." "I'm alright Naruto-kun really. I always find my wounds healed the next morning just like you, but still I wish that," said Hinata close to crying herself at all the painful experience her father has put her and Hanabi through. "Don't cry Hinata-chan, I don't like to see you cry," said Naruto taking out a handkerchief and started wiping Hinata's tears. "I'm sorry Naruto-kun. Don't be. You're strong Hinata-chan, stronger than anyone I know, and I know you would never do anything to hurt Hanabi-chan. If it was a light spar with no chakra in your strikes, then I know for sure you would win, but your dad forces you to do this, so it's not your fault," said Naruto wiping some of Hinata's tears. "Thank you Naruto-kun," said Hinata smiling with Naruto blushing at the scene in front of him. Several minutes have passed with the academy bell ringing at a distance. Naruto and Hinata tried to wake up Hanabi only to fail miserably. "It's no use, she's knocked out. It'll be a while before she wakes up." "I don't mind keeping you company," said Naruto smiling with Hinata smiling as well with a small hint of blush on her cheeks. "So mommy?" Hinata blushed even deeper at Naruto's question. "Well you see Hanabi-chan said that since why you and I practically are raised her, she sees us as her parents. Tuckle well I can definitely see you as a mother." Hinata blushed at Naruto's compliment as she looked down at Hanabi's sleeping face. "You make a pretty good father too. You handle Hanabi-chan pretty well." "Really, you think so?" "I just do what comes natural," said Naruto scratching his cheek in embarrassment. "You know, Hinata-chan, you can always come to me if you ever need anything. I wouldn't mind at all." "Thank you Naruto-kun." "So this is where you two have been hiding," said the voice of Iruka Yamino. Iruka was a Chunin instructor wearing long shinobi pants with a black shirt under his Chunin vest with long brown hair tied in a pineapple style like shikamaru and a scar running across his face. "I thought it was weird that Hinata would be absent with you, Naruto." Naruto nervously chuckled while scratching the back of his head. "Sorry Iruka-sensei, Hanabi-chan just had a rough morning." "I see, why don't you take her to the nurse's office so she can rest there? After that, come straight to class, okay?" "Yes, thank you Iruka-sensei," said Hinata in a polite tone as Iruka started walking back towards the academy. Where am I?" asked Hanabi in a sleepy voice. "Well, it looks like Sleeping Beauty finally awakens." "Daddy?" Hanabi-chan, I'm not daddy," said Naruto, sweat dropping. "Hanabi-chan, the bell rang a while back." "Come on, you need to get to class before you become more late," said Hinata. "I'm sorry." "It's alright Hanabi-chan, just try not to push yourself too much, okay," said Naruto, rubbing Hanabi's head again. "Tell you what, why don't you take care of this egg for me? That way, when it hatches, you can be its mommy," said Naruto, handing Hanabi the egg. "But, you're its daddy and Onichan is its mommy." "I'll be its auntie," said Hanabi, smiling with Hinata and Naruto blushing. "I swear she does this on purpose," thought Naruto. Hinata and Naruto walked Hanabi to her class while carefully carrying the egg. They both walked towards their class with Tsuki and Taiyo right behind them. "Do you think it was a good idea to leave a mysterious egg with her?" "Don't worry Hinata-chan. I can't explain it, but I have this gut feeling that it isn't dangerous." "I don't know why, I just can't seem to explain it," said Naruto, scratching his cheek with his finger. "Then I guess I'll trust you on that Naruto-kun. After all, your gut feelings have never been wrong so far," smiled Hinata. Once they entered their class, Iruka stopped lecturing. "Well, good to see you finally joined us," said Iruka, standing next to his assistant Mizuki, another Chunin with short silver hair wrapped in a bandana with a leaf symbol on it and was wearing an outfit similar to Iruka's. When Naruto and Hinata entered the classroom, Tsuki and Taiyo entered as well, causing most of the girls to stare and whisper at how cute Tsuki and Taiyo were. "Sorry you two, but no pets allowed," said Mizuki, looking at Tsuki and Taiyo. "What about Akamaru?" "He's a pet," whined Naruto. "Akamaru isn't a pet, you moron, he's my partner," yelled Kiba. Akamaru poked his head out of Kiba's sweater and looked at Tsuki and Taiyo. Akamaru jumped out of Kiba's jacket and headed towards Tsuki with hearts on his eyes. Tsuki quickly jumped over Akamaru, gracefully twirling in midair, and landed on her feet. Akamaru looked behind him where Tsuki landed when Taiyo tackled him to the ground and stood protectively between him and Tsuki while growling at Akamaru. "It's the mange mutt from before, how'd he get in here? Taiyo-kun is my friend, he's always been there for me," said Hinata, insulted at what Kiba said, shocking everyone at her outburst. "Call off your stupid mutt, Kiba, I don't like the way he's looking at Tsuki-chan." "Why should I? That thing should be honored to be courted by an Inuzuka dog. For your information, she's a vixen, and besides I thought Akamaru liked some other dog," said Naruto, picking up Tsuki. "So what if he does? Doesn't mean he can't have more than one," said Kiba like it was the most obvious thing. "You're a disgrace, Kiba. Foxes mate for life just like wolves. Maybe your stupid mutt can learn a thing or two from them. Please, only a loser like you would understand nothing about canines. How is that thing even a fox? It's not even the right color. Besides, you'll see, she'll be Akamaru's." "Enough. Kiba, language," interrupted Iruka, and Naruto, we've been over this before. Akamaru is registered as a ninja dog. Tsuki and Taiyo are not, so they are classified as pets and they must wait outside. "I'm sorry," said Iruka. "Come on Iruka-sensei, just this once. You know Tsuki-chan will be on her best behavior." "Before? You tried to bring those things in here before?" asked a shocked Kiba, causing everyone to look at him. "What? Kiba, Tsuki has been with Naruto since the beginning of the academy, just like Taiyo has been with Hinata," said Iruka, pinching his nose in frustration. "You mean to tell me that you've never noticed it before?" Well no," said a defeated Kiba, causing everyone to laugh at him. "Honestly, you and Naruto really need to work on your concentration," sighed Iruka. "Don't compare me to him," yelled both boys. "So I'm moving on, rules are rule Naruto, my hands are tied," said Iruka as he gently stroked Tsuki's fur. "Sorry little Tsuki, but you'll have to wait outside with Taiyo." Tsuki just gave a sad squeal and jumped down from Naruto's arms. "Taiyo-kun, take really good care of Tsuki-chan, okay?" "Play nice," said Hinata, stroking Taiyo's forehead with Taiyo giving an affirmative yip. Taiyo and Tsuki started walking towards the door when a bark from Akamaru called everyone's attention. Akamaru charged towards Tsuki again with Taiyo in a protective stance, once again ready to defend her, when a light blue blur passed him and made a beeline towards Akamaru and quickly made a ricochet turn to the right and then a straight dash towards Akamaru's side, knocking him into the air with the blur revealed to be Tsuki, making everyone in the room to go wide-eyed. Tsuki then vanished into a blur, making several ricochet turns when she jumped high into the air at high speed, hitting Akamaru in midair and gracefully twirled in midair, tail whipping Akamaru to the ground, successfully knocking him out. Everyone except for Hinata and Naruto stood there bug-eyed with their jaws nearly touching the floor at what they just witnessed. She is quite the speedster, though I didn't know she was this fast, said Naruto rubbing the back of his head. Sigh, it looks like Akamaru upset Tsuki-chan. Taiyo-kun, why don't you go outside with Tsuki-chan now before something else happens, said Hinata with Taiyo and Tsuki running towards the exit. Akamaru was beaten in several seconds, whimpered Kiba. Humph, that goes to show you, never underestimate Tsuki-chan. That thing isn't even a fox. No creature can move that fast. Says the boy whose dog just got his butt whooped by a vixen, smirked Naruto. That thing moved at such high speed. Such power should belong to me, so why is it with that talentless loser? Thought a boy with spiky black hair with a blue tint, onyx eyes, and was wearing a blue short-sleeved shirt with a raised collar and the Uchiha crest on the back and wide arm warmers along with white shorts named Sasuke Uchiha. Shut up, Naruto. Only an idiot like you would think something weird like that thing is a pet, yelled a bright pink hair girl with green eyes and was wearing a red Chinese-like dress with white circular designs and tight dark green shorts. Besides, you're interrupting Iruka-sensei, right Sasuke-kun? Asked Sakura sweetly at Sasuke. Humph, Sakura squealed mentally in delight thinking Sasuke just acknowledged her. Honestly, sighed Mizuki. I couldn't agree more, said Iruka pinching his nose in frustration. Naruto, Hinata, take the seats available and let's move on with the lecture. Hinata and Naruto climbed up the stairs, each secretly hoping to sit next to each other, but there weren't any seats that were available next to each other, so they had to sit in separate chairs. Naruto sat to the empty chair next to Sakura, making Naruto feel queasy. I swear this is someone's cruel sense of humor. Why of all people do I have to sit next to the Banshee? I wouldn't even mind Ino, or that quiet guy Shino, heck even Shikamaru is better company, and Choji even shares his snacks with me sometimes. Hey Sakura-chan, greeted Naruto with a fake smile. Shut up, Naruto. Said Sakura pounding Naruto on the head, and don't you dare try to ask me out again. Not even in my wildest nightmares, thought Naruto rubbing his bruise and looked up several rows to his left and saw Hinata sitting between a boy named Shino Amburum with dark bushy brown hair, pale skin, and was wearing dark sunglasses and a sea green jacket with a high upturned collar, and another boy named Shikamaru Nara with fairly long jet black hair tied in a spiky ponytail, narrow brown eyes, and was wearing a green lined mesh t-shirt under a short-sleeved grey jacket with green edges. At least she's not next to Kiba, I'll consider that a win. Iruka continued his lecture without any incident and found it amazing that Naruto managed to stay awake for it, but just barely considering that fact that he kept bobbing his head up and down. I guess I can give him credit for trying. Alright, now it's time for Taijutsu practice, so everyone please go outside. Once everyone was outside, everyone saw Tsuki and Taiyo snuggling up against each other underneath a tree, causing all the girls to squeal in awe. Please, Akamaru is way better looking than that sappy scene. Akamaru jumped out from Kiba's jacket and headed straight towards Tsuki once again, only to be picked up by Iruka. Kiba, control Akamaru, or you'll be forbidden from bringing him again. But, no buts, I already have special permission from your mother and she even left me this note saying. Kiba suddenly got a mental image of his mother as her voice and Iruka's blended together. If I find out that you and Akamaru are misbehaving, I'll make you regret you were ever born. Your mother sure is subtle, Kiba. Kiba. Said Iruka putting down the note when he didn't hear a reply from Kiba. Kiba was on the floor in a fetal position chanting the same thing over and over. I'll be good mommy. I'll be good mommy. I don't even know if I should pity him or be angry at him. Sweat dropped Iruka. Mizuki appeared in front of everyone with a clipboard. Alright, listen up, instead of pairing you up like always today, we will be pairing you up in a boy versus girl round. Mizuki, what are you doing? Asked a confused Iruka. You see Iruka, I thought since they'll eventually have to face female opponents, why not give them some experience now, said Mizuki smiling. I don't like the sound of this. It's giving me a bad vibe, thought Naruto. I guess that sounds reasonable, but there'll be time limit of 3 minutes. I don't want anyone getting seriously hurt, said Iruka. Alright, first up will be. Several minutes later. Next up will be Naruto Uzumaki, said Mizuki with an evil glint in his eyes that went unnoticed by everyone. Let's see how you like this demon, versus Hinata Hyuga. Naruto's and Hinata's eyes widen after hearing that they would both have to spar with each other. Why? Why Hinata? I wouldn't have mind beating up the Banshee for a while. I have to fight Naruto-kun. No, please anyone but Naruto-kun. Thought Hinata making a mental prayer. Heh, what are you going to do now, demon? You can fool everyone, but you can't fool me. Every time you ask that weakling Haruno out, you always go to the Hyuga heiress. I know you're faking your crush on her, so the Hyuga heiress doesn't suspect a thing, and you almost made me believe it if it wasn't for the fact that you always hang around her and her sister. Mizuki, why don't we pair someone else with Naruto? Asked Iruka. Does Iruka know about his secret? Thought a worried Mizuki. I mean, those two are best friends, and I don't think either of them can go through with this, said Iruka. We're ninja Iruka, personal feelings can't get in the way when on a mission. That is what it means on being a ninja, said Mizuki in an almost insane look in his eyes. I guess you're right. Naruto Uzumaki and Hinata Hyuga please step up to the ring, said Iruka with both Naruto and Hinata taking glances at each other. Remember, this is pure taijutsu, no ninjutsu or jinjutsu allowed, and no weapons. You have 3 minutes or it will be considered a draw, said Iruka repeating the rules. Ready? Naruto and Hinata stared at each other with nervous glances while trying to figure out a way out of this situation. Naruto and Hinata stared at each other with concerned looks waiting for the signal from Iruka to start their spar. I can't do this. I just can't. Hinata-chan is too precious to me. I just can't do it. Thought Naruto trying to think of a way to get out of his predicament. I can't fight Naruto-kun. I don't want him to hate me. If I fight Naruto-kun, then he'll probably think that I'm just like the villagers. Thought is scared Hinata close to tears. I know. I'll forfeit. Thought Naruto and Hinata at the same time with their eyes showing a glimmer of hope. Sigh, I know that look anywhere, muttered Iruka. Iruka, what are you waiting for? Start the match. Said Mizuki practically screaming. Hold on Mizuki, let me just make one thing clear for the both of them. Sparring isn't just two people fighting each other, it's a way for one to hone one's own skill, as well as making and creating bonds with one another, a way to measure each other's level, and to learn from one another as well. So I don't want you two to forfeit. Is that clear? Asked Iruka, hoping that Naruto and Hinata would see sparring more than just two people fighting each other. Besides, this is also for a grade, so you can't forfeit until a certain time limit. Naruto's face faulted at Iruka's last comment, causing everyone to sweat drop. You can't be serious, Iruka-sensei. Yelled Naruto. Naruto, your final exams are in a couple of days, and you will be tested on your taijutsu. Think of this as a review for that and a way to boost your grade. Will that help? Not really, groaned Naruto. Just do it Naruto, said Iruka. Sigh, I swear you're so stubborn sometimes I don't know where you get it. If you're done playing house, can we move on with the lesson? Asked an irritated Mizuki. These two have been paired up, so now they must fight each other with no backing down. If you hesitate you lose the match and you fail, so fight. Said Mizuki, starting the match before Iruka could interfere again. Wait a minute Mizuki, I already started the match Iruka, so there's nothing you can do now. So come on you two, one of you has to make the first move. Naruto and Hinata stared at each other again, with Naruto realizing that Hinata was shaking in fear. Hinata-chan, don't hesitate. If you do, Mizuki-sensei will fail you. Hinata hesitantly stepped back, still afraid of sparring with Naruto. That didn't go unnoticed by Naruto and Mizuki. Hinata Hyuga, you. Here I go. Let's see you dodge my left hook, Hinata-chan. Interrupted Naruto, charging at Hinata, extending his left arm with Hinata easily dodging it, and Naruto-kun, what? Now try my right punch. Said Naruto, turning around and extending his right arm. Come on Hinata-chan, I know you can get the hint, thought Naruto. Why is Naruto-kun attacking me? He keeps saying what he's going to do, and that makes it easier to dodge. Naruto-kun is telling me what he's doing so I can dodge, but why? Thought Hinata, dodging Naruto's punch. Wait a minute. Hinata Hyuga, you hesitated. You're disqualified. Yelled Mizuki. Actually Mizuki, Naruto charged at her before you could disqualify her, and since you did say that one of them had to make the first move, you can't disqualify anyone. Mizuki mentally growled at Iruka's explanation, knowing that he was right and that he couldn't do anything. At least I can still watch the demon try to drive away his only friend. That weak girl has no self-confidence that she'll probably think he's really attacking her. Naruto-kun was protecting me. He was protecting me from being disqualified, thought Hinata, dodging another of Naruto's proclaimed attacks. You're getting good at this Hinata-chan, said Naruto, getting into a brawler stance. If I can keep this up for a little while longer, then I can forfeit. I don't care about my grade as long as Hinata-chan gets a better grade, and maybe if her father hears that she beat me, then maybe he'll ease up on her for a while, thought Naruto. You're too stiff, ease up on your stance. Let the movements flow with one another, said a male voice inside Naruto's head, making him stop mid-punch, looking around in search of the voice's origin. Who said that just now? I can't let Naruto-kun just attack me and let Mizuki-sensei fail him. I have to do something, thought Hinata. Here I see come Naruto-kun, I'll use my gentle fist. Proclaimed Hinata, with Naruto dodging her gentle fist attacks. Man, now Hinata is doing it. Those two are so pathetic, said Sakura. You're one to talk, forehead. You haven't even gotten your turn. I at least put up a fight, said Ino, who was partnered with Choji and lost, but not before tiring him out by dodging his blows with her natural flexibility. I'll say, said Choji, eating a bag of chips with several bags littered on the grass. This is more than what I usually eat. Pick up your trash, Choji. Don't you know littering is wrong? Screamed Ino. Well, despite being a fangirl, at least she has a sense of morals, muttered Shikamaru to Choji. No one asked you, you lazy bum. Screamed Ino. With good hearing, sweat dropped Shikamaru. Naruto and Hinata continued their awkward sparring, with both no longer proclaiming each other's attacks. The voice said to let the movements flow. How do I do that? Think of it like water constantly flowing from one stance to another, said another voice making Naruto stop again. There it was again, but this one sounded different. What's wrong with Naruto-kun? He seems distracted, thought Hinata. The voice said to relax and to move like water. If I do that, then Naruto thought as relaxed his stance into a stance similar to Hinata's gentle fist, and when he thrust his fist forward, Hinata easily dodged it. Naruto quickly sunk low performing a leg sweep with Hinata narrowly dodging it, and he quickly lifted himself up performing a punch, purposely missing his target. Hinata tried to dodge Naruto's last punch, not knowing that he was actually missing on purpose, stumbled on her own feet with Naruto quickly grabbing her hand twirling her around, as if he was dancing with her. When Naruto let go of her hand she was back in her gentle fist stance, confused at what just happened with everyone else shocked at what Naruto just did. Well that was weird, but it felt natural, thought Naruto. What just happened? Thought it dazed Hinata. I've never seen Naruto moved like that before. I sure hope that this is a sign of improvement, thought Iruka. I really don't want to fail you Naruto, but I can't play favorites, so you must pass on your own. DCH, the loser just got lucky thought Sasuke. Sasuke-kun is so cool, thought Sakura looking at Sasuke. The way Naruto-kun moved it's almost like we were dancing. Then I guess we shouldn't leave our partner waiting. Don't be afraid to show your emotions, said a voice inside Hinata's head cause her to squeal in surprise, causing everyone to look at her. Who said T that? Honey, Hinata-chan acted out surprise just now. Can she hear the voice too? Naruto charged at Hinata again with Hinata dodging Naruto's attacks with difficulty, try to feel the rhythm of his movement and match them. Feel the rhythm? How do I do that? Thought Hinata, and who was that? Hinata twirled on her heel, dodging one of Naruto's punches and quickly backflip just as Naruto performed a roundabout kick. Wow, I didn't know I could do that. I've never seen Hinata move like that before. I looked like she was dancing, thought a mesmerized Naruto. Hinata and Naruto stared into each other's eyes, each relaxing their stance. Naruto quickly jumped into the air twirling gracefully as he used the momentum to perform a windmill kick when Hinata quickly parried his attack, deflecting his kick while thrusting her palm forward. Naruto grabbed her wrist and twirled her around once again, with Hinata quickly dropping to the ground performing a leg sweep after Naruto released her hand tripping Naruto. Naruto quickly recovered by performing a one-handed backflip as he charged Hinata once again. Hinata bent backwards showing her flexibility while dodging Naruto's oncoming punch. Hinata lifted her leg aiming a kick to Naruto's head while still bent backwards. Naruto parried Hinata's attack by grabbing her leg and bent low, making Hinata's leg arch on top of him, making Hinata twirl. Hinata used the momentum of her twirl to aim another kick that Naruto once again caught. Hinata lifted her other leg on Naruto's shoulder just as Naruto placed her caught leg on his other shoulder and Hinata jumped backwards high into the air gracefully twirling and landed on her feet. This jacket is too constricting, though both Naruto and Hinata at the same time. Both Naruto and Hinata mirrored each other's movements as they both simultaneously lowered the zipper of their jackets and tossed them aside at the same time revealing the matching black shirts they had underneath with their matching silver bracelets shining in the sunlight. Naruto's black shirt revealed that he had developed some muscle tone on him for a 12-year-old, making some of the girls blush at his toned abs and chest, while some of the guys scowled at him. Hinata on the other hand had already developed curves on the right places with that borderline to a C cup, making the boys stare at her and the girls stare in envy. Naruto and Hinata launched at each again, only this time Hinata thrusting her palm forward with Naruto dodging by turning his body to the side and spun so he was behind Hinata. Hinata stumbled backwards causing her back to come into contact with Naruto's chest, with Naruto wrapping his hands around Hinata's waist, making sure she didn't fall. Both blushed at the sudden contact when Hinata had a relaxed look on her face, Naruto-kun's hands feel warm. Hinata-chan you look so beautiful, thought Naruto looking down at Hinata's small frame. Both separated quickly missing the contact from each other. Naruto performed a roundabout kick with Hinata copying his action. Both kicks met in midair when Naruto hooked his leg grabbing onto Hinata's leg and spun sideways in midair, forcing Hinata to do the same. Naruto landed first and with unimaginable speed quickly caught Hinata as if he was dipping her with Hinata's hands on his chest. Naruto and Hinata stared into each other's eyes showing signs of admiration for each other and something deeper. Beep beep beep. Iruka's watch alarm went off showing that 3 minutes have passed snapping Hinata and Naruto out of their trance as they both quickly separated from each other, avoiding eye contact. Everyone just stared at them and awed at the amazing display that Naruto and Hinata just performed, except for Ino who was staring at them with stars in her eyes. Even Mizuki and Iruka were in awe at the display that both Naruto and Hinata put from awkward fighting to a graceful display of movement. Yes, well, since time ran out this match is a tie, said Iruka. Naruto, you idiot. What do you think you're doing? Asked a fuming Sakura. I was sparring with Hinata-chan isn't that what Iruka-sensei and Mizuki-sensei told us to do? That's not what I meant. That wasn't sparring. That was indecent," said a frustrated Sakura. "Sakura-chan, are you jealous?" asked a confused Naruto, making everyone stare at her. Please me jealous?" Why would I be jealous?" asked a nervous Sakura. "Well Naruto, I must say that was quite impressive. If you perform like that on your final I'm sure you'll pass easily," said a proud Iruka, taking away attention from Sakura. "Damn it. Where did the demon learn how to fight like that? What's worse is that I think I deepened their relationship," thought an angry Mizuki. Hinata and Naruto went to get their respective jackets, with Hinata feeling more nervous than usual, knowing that all the boys were eyeing her, while Naruto also felt that some of the girls were talking about him. "Damn, I knew Hinata was hot, but that body," thought Kiba. "That Hyuga girl, she seems strong. She would make bear strong Uchiha members in the future," thought Sasuke, eyeing Hinata, "and she's not that bad to look at." The last pair is Sasuke Uchiha and Sakura Haruno. "Will both of you please step up to the sparring ring," announced Iruka. "First I have to take care of this sparring match, if you can even call it that," thought Sasuke. Me? Jealous? This is Naruto. I would never be jealous of that loser and that timid Hyuga. My love is for Sasuke. Besides, I'm better looking than her. Ah. And we got paired up with him. I bet our spar will be just as spectacular as that loser, and Sasuke-kun will finally see our worth," said inner Sakura. "Remember, no ninjutsu or genjutsu allowed, and no weapons. The time limit is 3 minutes. Ready," said Iruka, lifting his hand. "Begin." Sasuke rushed toward Sakura and punched her in her stomach, causing her to be knocked out instantly. "Humph, pathetic." "Winner. Sasuke," announced Iruka. "Wow, that was bad. She really needs to shape up," thought a disappointed Iruka. "Now then, class is over for today, and don't forget to study for your finals," said Iruka as he and Mizuki walked off to do their paperwork. Sasuke started walking back to the crowd, with all the girls looking at him with hearts in the eyes. Sasuke walked past them and stopped in front of Hinata, causing her to get closer to Naruto, who was standing right behind her. "Hinata was it? Go out with me," said Sasuke. "What?" screamed all of his fangirls, including a now conscious Sakura. "An elite such as myself needs someone strong to help me rebuild the Uchiha clan," said Sasuke, ignoring his fangirls. All the girls glared at Hinata, envying her and the fact that she has a better body figure than they do. "I am sorry Sasuke-san, but I must refuse. I don't have any feelings for you, nor am I interested." "What do you mean refuse? I'm an elite." "She said she's not interested, bastard, so back off," said Naruto, coming to Hinata's aid. "No one's talking to you, loser. Speaking of which, hand over that creature you brought with you earlier. Something that strong should belong to an Uchiha. That creature has a name, and I'm not handing her over to you. Suki-chan has the right to choose whoever she wants to stay with. Fine then, I'm sure that thing would rather be with a strong owner instead of some talentless loser." Naruto mentally growled at what Sasuke said, trying his hardest to hold back his anger. "Suki-chan. Taiyo. Come over here for a second." Suki and Taiyo woke up from their naps when Naruto called them over. Suki and Taiyo quickly rushed towards their owner's side, with Suki jumping on Naruto's shoulders, purring in delight. Naruto grabbed Suki and placed her in the middle between him and Sasuke. "Suki-chan, Sasuke thinks you would be better off with him as your owner. So I want you to choose who you want to stay with. Come on, you furry creature. Hurry up and choose me so you can grant me your power," said an impatient Sasuke. Suki just looked at Sasuke with disgust and went back to Naruto's side, jumping on his shoulder once again, purring in delight. "Seems she still wants to be with me, Sasuke, so you can't have her. TCH, whatever, loser, eventually that thing will see that I deserve its power." Sasuke walked away with most of the girls following him, while Naruto quickly led Hinata away from the crowd before Kiba or anyone else decided to surround them. "You okay, Hinata-chan?" "Why yes, just a little nervous about what happened. I'm really sorry about that. I don't know what came over me. I mean, I've never fought like that before, and then this weird voice just popped into my head." "Why, you too? So you also heard that guy talking to you?" "And no, the V voice I heard was a W woman," said Hinata, poking her 2 index fingers together. "Weird, should we tell someone about this?" "I don't know, and Naruto-kun. I mean, won't people think we're strange?" "Yeah, you're right, and the villagers already hate me enough. I wasn't to give them another reason. Let's just pick up Hanabi-chan." "Mommy. Daddy." Hanabi came up to Naruto and Hinata, hugging them both. "You really aren't going to stop calling us that, are you, Hanabi-chan?" "No," said Hanabi, smiling. "Tuckle, how about we go to Ichiraku Ramen instead of walking straight home?" "My treat," said Naruto, with Hinata and Hanabi quickly agreeing. Naruto placed Hanabi over his shoulders, while Hinata carried Hanabi's backpack that also carried the egg that Naruto gave her. Hanabi had surrounded the egg with blankets to keep it safe and warm. Several days later, Naruto had finished eating his breakfast from Ichiraku Ramen with Tuchi and Am, cheering him on to pass his final exam today. "This is it, Suki-chan. For sure I'm going to pass this time." Suki squealed happily agreeing with Naruto. Naruto neared the gate of the academy when he spotted Hinata, Hanabi, and Taiyo. Hinata-chan. Hanabi-chan. Taiyo. Morning. Daddy. Naruto and Hinata had gotten used to Hanabi calling them her parents, as they both decided to just let her since, no matter how much they tried to reason with her, she wouldn't stop calling them that. Hanabi ran up to Naruto with Naruto hugging her, "There's my favorite little munchkin. How's everything?" "So far everything is still good. Father hasn't asked mommy or me to spar," said Hanabi, as if swallowing something bitter when she said the word father, but was still happy that she wasn't forced to spar with Hinata. "I guess father is still trying to find some way to measure mommy's strength." The Ashi had somehow gotten word that Hinata sparred with Naruto on equal footing that ended in a tie, and Ashi had seen this as some improvement, since he also heard that Naruto's fighting prowess had momentarily improved during their spar. If Hinata was able to keep up with Naruto as he improved, then that also means Hinata had also improved just a bit as well. However, he still saw her as weak and was progressing too slow. "That's good to hear at least. I'm glad your father was able to back off a bit," said Naruto relieved with Hinata blushing at his compliment. Thank you Naruto-kun. "Hinata-chan, you're looking beautiful today. Hinata-chan, go out with me. Hinata-chan, I love you." Naruto, Hinata, and Hanabi looked towards the direction of the voices and saw a group of boys wearing headbands with Hinata's name on it, decorated with hearts in the middle. "Oh man. This isn't good. Let's go," said Naruto grabbing Hinata's hand while carrying Hanabi into the academy with Tsuki and Taiyo at their heels, while being chased down by Hinata's newly acquired fanboys. A day after their spar, Hinata had managed to gain a large group of fanboys after finding out what she looked like under her jacket, making her the envy of all the girls and an idol for all the boys in the academy. "Let go of her Uzumaki. There's no way she would go with a loser like you. The dead last shouldn't even look at our beloved Hinata-chan." Unfortunately, Naruto had also managed to become the most hated guy in the academy since he and Hinata were close, making him the prime target for all the guys. Tunneling Fang. The large drill-like figure appeared in front of the mob of fanboys, forcing them to stop in their tracks. The drill stopped rolling, revealing to be Kiba standing with his hands in his pocket as if trying to look cool. "Just where do you losers think you're going? Hinata-chan belongs to me, and if any of you losers think otherwise, then you're just going to have to beat me. Bring it on in Yuzuka." Kiba and the rest of the boys started brawling each other over who deserved to go out with Hinata, while Naruto took this as an opportunity to lose the heart of crazed fanboys. "I never thought I'd say this, but thank you Kiba for being stupid," thought Naruto. "There she is. Hinata-chan, wait for me." Crap. They already got past Kiba. Naruto and Hinata kept turning into different hallways, trying their best to lose the mob, but the fanboys proved that they were persistent. The fastest of the group was starting to catch up to them and was close to grabbing Hinata's hand when a foot connected with his face, knocking him into the group while dragging a number of other boys on the floor. The injured boy growled in anger at the person who kicked him but suddenly turned pale when he saw who it was. Sasuke Uchiha. "That's right, and let me make one thing perfectly clear. Hinata Hyuga is mine, and if any of you get in my way I'll kill you," said Sasuke in a dark voice, making the group shiver in fear. We're not scared of you Uchiha. Yeah, we'll defend our love for our Hinata-chan to the bitter end. Humph, Sasuke-kun is so cool. Sasuke-kun, go out with me." As soon as Sasuke appeared, a horde of his fangirls appeared behind him cheering him on, but still hated Hinata for stealing their Sasuke's attention. With Naruto, Hinata, and Hanabi, Naruto kept turning into different hallways until he finally reached their classroom and barricaded the door with whatever he could find. Naruto leaned against the wall and slid down until he was sitting on the floor with Hinata and Hanabi snuggling up to him. "Damn pant, persistent pant, bastards, pant, don't pant, no pant, when pant to pant quit. I'm pant, sorry pant Naruto-kun. Don't pant be. I'm scared," whimpered Hanabi. Hanabi had showed that she had a shy side along with her hyperactive personality since she hated all of Hinata's fanboys whenever they chased the trio. Naruto had tried his best to protect Hinata and Hanabi, with the fanboys chasing them nearly every day, and it always ended up with the trio barricaded inside a room of any kind while huddled up together until someone would find them. "Everything's going to be alright Hanabi-chan. This is our classroom, so I'm sure Iruka-sensei will come by shortly." "A lot sooner than you think actually," said Iruka, startling the trio as he was staring down at them. "Let me guess. Hinata's admirers." The trio nodded in acknowledgement when they heard a large commotion outside the barricaded door. "I'll deal with them. I'll take Hanabi to her classroom as well." "Eggy? Is Eggy okay?" asked Hanabi. "The egg is fine Hanabi-chan, see?" said Hinata, unzipping Hanabi's backpack, showing that the light purple egg was unharmed. Iruka and Naruto started taking down the stuff that barricaded the door as Iruka prepared himself when the door slid open with large group of boys trying to enter the classroom at the same time. "All of you get to class or you are all expelled. Your ninja act like one," yelled Iruka with his famous giant head genjutsu. The horde of boys stopped cluttering the entrance and quickly dispersed after hearing Iruka and his warning, "Let's go Hanabi-chan, or you'll be late as well." "Thank you Iruka-sensei," said Hanabi following Iruka out. Naruto and Hinata sat together with Tsuki and Taiyo sitting on their laps. I am starting to get tired," said Hinata. "I don't blame you Hinata-chan. To think you would become the school idol after one little spar, and that's because all those shallow pigs out there saw you. They don't even appreciate you for being you." Why you Naruto-kun? "You don't have to thank me Hinata-chan. Whenever you need me, I'll always be there for you," said Naruto with an encouraging smile, making Hinata blush. "I'm glad to see you're smiling for real Naruto-kun," thought Hinata with a sincere smile making Naruto blush. "I just hope I pass the Taijutsu portion." "I haven't heard that voice since that day," said Naruto. Me, and neither. Do why you think it could have been our imagination?" asked Hinata stroking Taiyo's fur. "If it was, then it was a strong coincidence that our imaginations gave us the same advice." Several minutes passed with the class filling in, while Iruka was on fanboy patrol, making sure that no one tried to sneak in his class to be with Hinata and to make sure the boys inside his class weren't bothering her. "Okay class. Today is your final exam and it will consist of 3 parts. Written portion, Taijutsu, and Ninjutsu. Each part will have a set of rules for you to follow. Also before I forget, Naruto, Hinata, you know the rules." Yeah, no pets allowed." "It's already become like a routine," grumbled Naruto with Tsuki and Taiyo walking down the steps to the open door that Iruka was holding. "Kiba, remember the rule I told you," warned Iruka again. "I'm trying Iruka-sensei," said Kiba struggling to hold Akamaru still from chasing Tsuki. "Good. Now we will begin with the written portion of the test. You have an hour to answer each question. Cheating will automatically disqualify you. Good luck to all of you." Naruto and Hinata were sitting nervously close to each other, waiting for the last part of the exam to begin. Naruto knew that he had failed the written portion of the test, and during the Taijutsu test he was able to beat his opponent, who was just a random student. What baffled Naruto was that he didn't hear the voice from last time. However, Naruto knew that if he wanted to pass he would have to pass the ninjutsu portion of the test. Naruto looked to his side and saw a nervous Hinata shaking in fear. Hinata felt that she did well in her written portion of the test, but lost to her match during the Taijutsu test since she didn't want to hurt her opponent. Hinata also didn't hear the voice from before during her spar with Naruto. Hinata's grades were average, giving her a better chance at passing, but she was more nervous about the ninjutsu test since she was scared that she might fail and face her father's wrath. "Hinata-chan." Hinata's thoughts were interrupted when she heard Naruto calling her name. "You'll be fine Hinata-chan. Just you watch, you're going to pass these exams and you'll be on your way to becoming one of the strongest kunoichi ever." Hinata blushed at Naruto's comment, making her feel more relaxed and confident in her ability. "Thank you Naruto-kun," whispered Hinata, making Naruto smile his foxy grin. "I promised myself that if I pass with you, then I would confess how I really feel about you. So failure is not an option for me," thought a determined Naruto. "Naruto-kun, you've always been there for me. I hope we pass together," and maybe thought Hinata, subconsciously placing a hand near her heart when she suddenly remembered the warmth she felt when Naruto placed his arms around her during their spar. "Hinata-chan." Hinata's thoughts were interrupted again when she saw a concerned Naruto looking at her. "Are you okay? You seem a bit red." I'm fine and Naruto-kun." Really I am," stuttered Hinata waving her arms. "She's so cute when she acts like that," mentally chuckled Naruto. "Alright everyone, now it's time for the final portion of the test. This part of the test is separated into 2 parts. We will begin the first part and test you on your transformation jutsu, so everyone line up in a single line." Several students have taken their test when Naruto was standing in front of Iruka writing down the final notes from the previous students when he looked up at Naruto. "Okay Naruto Uzumaki, it's your turn. Remember you must transform into someone else and it must be good in order to get a passing grade." "Good luck Naruto," thought Iruka. "Who should I change into?" thought Naruto when the image of a silver-haired man appeared in his mind, confusing him. "That's weird. I don't remember seeing anyone like that, but I'll give it a shot." Naruto performed a ram seal, concentrating his chakra. "Here goes. Transform," yelled Naruto, transforming into a stunningly handsome young man with long, silver hair that flows down his back in a loose ponytail, short bangs, silver blue eyes, and was wearing white silken robes and a blue jeweled earring on his left ear. All of the girls, except Sakura, stared at the man with hearts in their eyes. "Wow, what a hunk. Does he have girlfriend? I think I found my future husband. He's like Prince Charming. Please Asukan is way hotter, and besides it's still Naruto," said Sakura, causing all of the girls to glare at her. "Quit ruining our fantasy forehead," yelled Ino. The man slightly turned his head, making all of the girls nearly scream in excitement. "He looked at me. I think I'm in love." "They're a lively bunch," said the man. "Ahem Naruto, who is this?" asked Iruka, trying to suppress his blush. "Forgive me Iruka-sensei, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Yutsuka Shiro, said Yu, bowing in respect towards Iruka, shocking Iruka and the rest of the class. Not only did he change his appearance, he also changed his personality. You never cease to amaze me, Naruto. Did I just say that? Thought it transformed Naruto. Right, Naruto, you get full marks on your transformation, said Iruka when the transformed Naruto looked at Hinata and saw that she was pushing her index fingers together. Naruto instantly knew that this meant she was nervous and wanted to do something to help her. Sorry Iruka-sensei, but I'm going to need your help for a prank. This'll cheer up Hinata-chan, thought Naruto. Instead of transforming back to his regular self, there stood a naked girl with swirling clouds covering her intimate parts with 2 pigtails, blue eyes, and whisker marks. Oh. Iruka-sensei, said the girl seductively, making Iruka rocket back by a stream of his own blood from his nose. Naruto transformed back laughing while clutching his side. Gotcha with my sexy jutsu. You and that stupid jutsu. Wham! Iruka appeared with tissues stuffed up his nose, hitting Naruto on the head. That's it. I was going to give you this Ichiraku free ramen coupon, but apparently you don't want it. What? Come on Iruka-sensei, it was just a prank. And yet I'm always the victim in that prank. Come on Iruka-sensei, said Naruto, trying to reach out for the coupon in Iruka's hand, only to be held back by Iruka's outstretched arm, with Naruto trying several approaches, always being kept back a distance, making it a comical scene that made everyone laugh. If you promise to behave when class is over, then I'll give it to you. Sound fair? Asked Iruka with a Naruto on his back trying to reach for the coupon from Iruka's outstretched hand, making sure it was out of Naruto's reach. Fine, groaned Naruto, jumping off Iruka's back, walking back to his seat, but not before noticing a giggling Hinata. Glad to see you feel better, Hinata-chan. Thank you Naruto-kun. You always know how to cheer me up, thought Hinata. Moving on, next is Hinata Hyuga. The same rules apply, you must transform into someone else and it must be good, said Iruka, straightening his chunin vest. Who should I turn into? I guess I can turn into Kurenai-sensei, thought Hinata when the image of a red-haired woman appeared in her mind, confusing her. Who was that? Hinata, we're on a time limit here, so I need you to transform. Hinata shook her head, performing a ram seal, concentrating her chakra. Why yes, of course. Transform. Hinata transformed into a beautiful young woman with red hair, parted down the middle with the left side having a slight lift that flowed down her back, chocolate brown eyes, and was wearing a white kimono with a red jeweled earring on her right ear. How's this Iruka-sensei? Iruka and the rest of the males, including Sasuke, blushed at the sight of the beautiful young woman. What a babe. An elegant beauty like that could make any man happy. Come on babe, I'll take you out on a date. Back off, she's mine. Groan, if it's not one thing it's another, groaned Iruka, pinching the bridge of his nose, while all of the boys continued to argue, including Sasuke and Kiba. Shut up all of you or you're all disqualified. Yelled Iruka using his giant head jutsu. Boys will be boys after all, said the woman, smiling. Was that me? Thought Hinata. Now then Hinata, who exactly is this? Asked Iruka, regaining his composure. Of course Iruka-sensei, my name is Layla Toyogasai. It's a pleasure to meet you, said Layla, bowing in respect towards Iruka, making him blush. It looks like Naruto's been rubbing off of Hinata. She really changed her personality for this character, thought Iruka when he noticed Layla's red jeweled earring. Now that I think about it, Naruto's character also had a similar earring in the opposite ear. They both also seem to have the same matching color corresponding to their bracelets. Naruto is blue and Hinata is red. Both their earrings are also on the same side as their bracelets, and their last names also match their pets' names. Is something wrong, Iruka-sensei? Oh, no, nothing's wrong. Hinata, you get full marks on your transformation. Hinata transformed back to her regular self when she was immediately bombarded by fanboys. Hinata-chan, you're amazing. Say Hinata-chan, how about you and I? Back off, dog breath, she's going to be my bride. Say that to my face, Uchiha. Enough. All of you. One more outburst and you'll be spending another year with little children. Yelled Iruka. Now then Hinata, asked Iruka, only to see a straw figure where Hinata was standing when he noticed Naruto's jacket trembling while he was standing still. Hinata slowly peeked over Naruto's shoulder, making sure it was safe for her to come out. Poor girl. Hope she finds her confidence soon, thought Iruka. Well, that concludes the first part of the test. Now I will call you each individually where Mizuki and I will test you on the last part of the exam. Naruto and Hinata stayed seated near each other for several minutes, growing more nervous with each passing minute. Both were being quiet when Hinata broke the silence. Do why you think W will pass and Naruto-kun? I know we will, Hinata-chan, said Naruto as both their hands brushed against each other. Naruto and Hinata quickly jerked their hands away, blushing. Naruto and Hinata nervously glanced at each other when they each placed their hands together. Hinata slowly leaned against Naruto's arm with a small smile on her face. Hinata Hyuga, called out Mizuki. Hinata quickly jerked away from Naruto's arm and ran down towards where Mizuki was to take her second part of the exam. Naruto waited patiently for several minutes when he saw Hinata walk out with her new leaf headband around her neck. Alright. I knew Hinata-chan could do it. After several students took their test, it was Naruto's turn when he heard Mizuki call his name. Naruto entered the conjoining classroom when he saw a table with several headbands, along with Iruka and Mizuki sitting. To pass this part of the exam, Naruto, you must make a successful clone using the clone jutsu. Good luck, Naruto, thought Iruka. Naruto mentally groaned and performed a ram seal, concentrating his chakra. I can do this. I can do this. Clone jutsu. A puff of smoke enveloped Naruto when a dead-looking clone appeared next to him. No. Please, I need to pass. Please someone tell me this is a nightmare. Naruto, it breaks my heart to say this, thought Iruka. I'm sorry Naruto, but you fail. You scored below average on the written test and you performed outstanding in the Taijutsu test, but without a successful clone your overall grades alone aren't enough to pass. I'm sorry. Come on Iruka, even Hinata didn't make a successful clone, said Mizuki. Well, that may be true, her overall grade was 1 point over the passing limit. As teachers we can't play favorites with our students. I'm really sorry Naruto, said a disheartened Iruka, placing a hand on Naruto's shoulders. I'm sure there's always next year, said a saddened Naruto. But first I want you to give you a piece of advice Naruto, said Iruka with a sincere smile. What is it Iruka-sensei? If you ever do that sexy jutsu on me again I'll cut off your ramen supply for a whole year. Said Iruka, giving Naruto a noogie as the blonde struggled against Iruka's hold. Outside, Naruto was sitting on the swing set with Tsuki in his lap looking up at Naruto with sad eyes. Taiyo, Hinata and Hanabi were there standing in front of Naruto feeling sad that he didn't pass. I thought I was going to pass for sure. Naruto-kun. I'm sorry Hinata-chan. I'm sorry I wasn't able to keep my promise to you. Hinata grabbed Naruto's hand as he stared into Hinata's pale lavender eyes. Don't give up Naruto-kun. I know that you can do it. I know you can become a ninja and we'll become strong together, so don't give up on our promise. Said Hinata, smiling at him, making Naruto blush. Hinata-chan. Oh. Daddy's blushing. Are you finally going to kiss mommy? Asked a hyper Hanabi, making both Hinata and Naruto blush from embarrassment. Hanabi-chan. Said a frantic Hinata, grabbing Hanabi. Let's go, we have to go home and tell father, otherwise he'll be furious. Goodbye, Naruto-kun. Aw. But mommy and daddy were finally going to kiss, said a disappointed Hanabi, with Hinata blushing even deeper with Taiyo following them. Naruto got off the swing set and started walking home with Tsuki in his arms when he heard someone calling him. Naruto, wait up. Mizuki-sensei. Tsuki emitted a low growl while glaring at Mizuki, making Naruto curious at what she was growling about. Say Naruto, you got a minute. Later that night, Naruto landed near a wooden shack carrying a large scroll with Tsuki landing next to him. Tsuki let out a concerned squeal, making Naruto look at her. It's okay Tsuki-chan. Besides, it's not like I hit him or anything. I just used my sexy jutsu on the old man and those Anbu guys. You would think they would have better control or something. Tsuki stared at Naruto with her midnight blue eyes and her ears facing down, making Naruto feel guilty. Okay, I'll apologize after this is over, said a beaten Naruto. Honestly Tsuki-chan, sometimes you're just too cute. Tsuki squealed happily, jumping on Naruto's lap just as he sat down, opening the scroll. Now let's see here. Naruto looked at the first jutsu written in the scroll when he suddenly became disheartened. Shadow clone jutsu. Grown great clones again. Might as well try it, right Tsuki-chan? Said Naruto with Tsuki squealing happy. Naruto-kun. Naruto yelped in surprise, making him face fault with Tsuki landing gracefully next to him. Naruto quickly regained his composure and saw Hinata standing behind him with a worried look on her face, along with Taiyo wagging his tail. What are you doing here Naruto-kun? I should ask you the same thing Hinata-chan. I saw you coming out of the Hokage tower and it looked like you were in trouble. Naruto nervously chuckled while scratching the back of his head. Well, maybe with the old man for using a certain jutsu on him, but I'm actually doing a makeup test with Mizuki-sensei. I have to learn a jutsu from this scroll to pass. Maybe I can help, asked Hinata blushing. Well, Mizuki-sensei said not to tell anyone and not to get caught, and technically I didn't tell you until you found me. Also, you're not officially a genin yet, so I haven't been technically caught. And Iruka-sensei is always saying that teamwork is always the key to success, said Hinata with Taiyo yipping happily. Crack. Naruto and Hinata heard the sound of a tree branch cracking when they heard someone screaming. Naruto saw a figure dropping from the broken tree branch and instantly dashed towards the falling figure, diving to catch the person when they landed on his back. The figure turned out to be Hanabi, carrying her light purple egg in her arms while kneeling down on top of Naruto's back. Hanabi-chan, what are you doing here? It's way past your bedtime, said Hinata. Hanabi nervously giggled while scratching the back of her head, a habit she picked up from Naruto. I saw mommy chasing after daddy and I thought daddy was in trouble again. I want to help daddy too. Hanabi-chan, I know you mean well, but it's dangerous here, said Hinata. But I want to help. Whined Hanabi just as Naruto got up, brushing himself off. Naruto kneeled down so he was at Hanabi's eye level and gently rubbing Hanabi's head. Hanabi-chan, listen to Hinata-chan. She means well and you're not strong enough to handle these kinds of things just yet. Just keep working hard and don't ever give up, okay? Hanabi looked sadly at Naruto, can't I stay with you and mommy? Naruto chuckled at Hanabi's question when Naruto turned around looking at Hinata with a sincere smile. Well, we can't leave her alone, and you did say you were going to help me with the jutsu. Why don't we let her stay with us for now? Besides, she might learn a thing or two. Hinata blushed while watching Naruto talk to Hanabi like a parent to a child. It makes me feel like we really are a married couple. That's fine, I guess, stuttered Hinata, pressing her index fingers together. Hokage Tower. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, groaned in frustration as he looked up at the various ninjas standing before him. It would seem Naruto Uzumaki has stolen the Forbidden Scroll. We must retrieve the scroll and Naruto Uzumaki back unharmed. Hokage-sama, that demon. The Jonin was interrupted when a shuriken grazed his cheek, thrown by Sarutobi with killer intent directed towards all of the ninja. If any of you so much as harm the boy in any way, then consider your lives forfeit. I'll personally deal with the execution, and I'll make sure you live long enough to regret it. Each of the ninjas shivered in fear as the legendary professor stood before them, promising their destruction if any of them harm Naruto. The scroll and Naruto Uzumaki's safety are our main priority. Now move. Sarutobi waved his arm as all of the ninjas scattered in different directions, making Sarutobi's Hokage robe flutter in the wind. No one will be able to find him except me. This time I'll get the power I truly deserve, thought Mizuki. Naruto, where are you? Thought Iruka. Forest. Naruto and Hinata panted from exhaustion with a delighted Hanabi clapping. Yay. You did it. You both did it. And man, that jutsu took a lot more out of me than I thought, panted Naruto. And same here, panted Hinata. Hinata also decided to try out the new clone jutsu since she also had trouble with her own. This also helped her and Naruto in learning how to control their chakra thanks to Hinata's Byakugan. Thanks again Hinata-chan for helping me. It's alright Naruto-kun. Besides, I should be thanking you for teaching me a new jutsu, said Hinata blushing. Oh. It moved. Said and exited Hanabi. Naruto and Hinata looked towards Hanabi's direction as she gently rubbed the egg in her hands. Eggy moved. Is it going to hatch soon, daddy? It could be Hanabi-chan, but in the meantime just keep it safe, okay? Okay. So here you are, Naruto. Hanabi. Hinata. What are you two doing here? Asked Iruka. Ah, Iruka-sensei. Wait, Hinata-chan and Hanabi-chan don't count as being caught. They're not ninja yet. Said a frantic Naruto. What are you talking about, Naruto? Asked a confused Iruka. Aren't you and Mizuki-sensei evaluating my makeup test? Makeup test? Naruto, there is no makeup test. That's the forbidden scroll of sealing that should be locked in the Hokage's vault. The scroll contains a lot of powerful and dangerous jutsu. The trio were shocked at what Iruka just told them. But Mizuki-sensei, look out. Yelled Iruka, tackling Naruto to the ground with a giant shuriken embedded on a tree. Well, if it isn't Iruka. Oh, and I see we have a couple of uninvited guests, said Mizuki, landing on a tree branch. Mizuki? How could you? How could you betray your own village? Asked an enraged Iruka. You're blaming me when you yourself are also betraying your village. What? Why don't you tell Naruto the truth about why you hate him so much? Said Mizuki with an evil smile. What? Asked a shocked Naruto. Iruka-sensei? Asked a shocked Hinata with a scared Hanabi hiding behind Hinata. That's not true. Naruto, don't listen to him. Of course it's true. Admit it, you hate him like the rest of the village, sneered Mizuki. Naruto was terrified as he slowly was backed up. Be careful, Lady Hinata and Lady Hanabi, you wouldn't want to get mixed up with a demon. What? Said a scared Hinata. Oh, that's right, you don't know. Mizuki. Don't. Mizuki threw several giant shuriken at Iruka, forcing him to dodge. Iruka managed to dodge all of the shuriken when the last shuriken managed to cut Iruka behind his knee as he was jumping on a tree branch. Iruka groaned in pain, landing hard on the forest ground holding his wounded leg. You see, when the Kyuubi attacked, another Kyuubi appeared as they both started fighting. Both Kyuubi started fighting when the fourth sealed them both away, but their massive power was so great that it overwhelmed the container, and that container is you, Naruto. You're the product of two Kyuubi no Kitsune. You're the new Kyuubi no Kitsune, the new nine-tailed fox. Naruto was overwhelmed with emotions at what Mizuki said. Naruto fell to his knees with tears in his eyes. No, it can't be, I'm human. Ha. Do you honestly think that Kyuubi? Tell me, if that's true, then how come you don't remember your parents? Why does everyone scorn you? Why does everyone hate you? Don't listen to him, Naruto. Run. Take the scroll and run to safety. Yelled Iruka, trying to get up. Hated Naruto. Everyone hates you, including Iruka. You're the harbinger of death. You're a demon. You're Kyuubi. Yelled Mizuki, taking out another giant shuriken with an insane look in his eyes. I'll be branded as a hero. I'll be the hero that finally vanquished Kyuubi, and Iruka will be nothing more than a traitor. Then I'll make off with that scroll." Mizuki threw the giant shuriken aimed to end Naruto's life, with Hinata and Hanabi watching in fear. Naruto was still in shock that he just looked at the oncoming shuriken. What if it's true? I would be better off dead. Thud, the shuriken hit its target, but not its intended target. Naruto was tackled down once again as he looked up in shock, as Iruka saved him once again, crying tears of sadness, with a giant shuriken embedded on his back. "Iruka-sensei," yelled Hinata. "It's not true, you're not Kyuubi. It's true that Kyuubi is sealed inside you, but you're not him. You're Naruto," whispered Iruka. "Iruka-sensei. My parents died when the two Kyuubi attacked, and I felt alone just like you, so I became the class clown as well just to get attention. Every day I stood crying over my parents' grave, but Lord Hokage pushed me to become better person just like I pushed you to become a better ninja." Several tears fell down Iruka's face, hitting Naruto. "When I first saw you enter my classroom, I didn't know what to think, but as I got to know you, I saw myself in you. I saw a person who was scared and alone. So I promised myself that I would help you become a better person, a better ninja, and not once did I ever hate you, Naruto. You were like a son to me." Clap, clap. A very touching speech, Iruka, but I think it's time I ended this. "Naruto, take the scroll and run," ordered Iruka, taking off the shuriken on his back, getting into a defensive stance as best as he could. Naruto quickly got up, taking the scroll with him as he grabbed Hinata and Hanabi, leading the two sisters deeper into the forest. "Pity Iruka, I gave you the perfect opportunity to kill the new Kyuubi, but I see I was wrong to put my faith in you. Instead you just told a little sob story and let him get away. I'll send the demon back where he belongs. I think I'll take the two Hyuga girls with me. I'm sure the Hidden Cloud Village would pay handsomely for two Byakugan users." "Mizuki, you're sick," growled Iruka. "I won't let you touch any of them." Iruka threw the shuriken with his entire might, cutting through completely the tree branch where Mizuki was standing. Mizuki easily dodged Iruka's attack when he was surprised that Iruka's shuriken cut the tree branch. Well, looks like I hit a nerve, but you're not a threat to me. One of my shurikens cut the tendons behind your knee, making you immobilize. "Don't worry, I'll make sure Naruto screams in pain before I kill him," said Mizuki before he chased after Naruto and the others. Deeper into the forest, Naruto, Hinata, and Hanabi were jumping from tree branch to tree branch when Mizuki, disguised as Iruka, appeared behind them, throwing a kunai at Naruto's back, hitting dead on. The trio quickly landed with Hinata and Hanabi next to him. "Naruto. It's alright, I took care of Mizuki. He nearly got you good, didn't he?" said the fake Iruka. Naruto grabbed the kunai from his back and threw it at the fake Iruka's shoulder. "Ah, Naruto, what? I know you're not Iruka because," Naruto, Hinata, and Hanabi disappeared into a puff of smoke with an injured Iruka in their place. "I'm the real Iruka. You never were good with the clone jutsu, Mizuki." "Iruka? How?" "You'd be amazed what a parent would do when their child is in danger. Naruto is like a son to me, and I'm not going to let you lay a finger on him. You can cut me all you want, but I'll still fight you no matter what the cost." Near a tree where Iruka and Mizuki were arguing were Naruto, Hinata, and Hanabi were hiding, with the trio hearing every word. "You're nothing more than a hypocrite, Iruka. He's a beast. He's nothing more than a mindless animal with an uncontrollable lust for blood." "You're right, that is a beast," said Iruka, making Naruto more disheartened hearing Iruka say that. "So I guess that makes you a beast, Mizuki." "Naruto isn't a beast, he's a person. He cries, he feels, he's a person who's never been given a chance. I believe in Naruto. I believe that he can accomplish anything that he puts his mind into it. I also believe that he will become the strongest ninja that will ever live. But you, Mizuki, you're nothing but a savage beast out for blood and power, just like you said." Mizuki growled in anger at Iruka's comment, grabbing the last shuriken that was strapped on his back. "I was going to be merciful and kill you last, but I guess there's no point in delaying the inevitable." Wham! Mizuki was hit on the head by a blunt object, throwing him a good distance away. Mizuki looked up and saw Naruto placing the large forbidden scroll down with a heavy thud sound. Naruto glared at Mizuki, showing anger and determination in his eyes. "If you ever touch my sensei, I'll kill you." "Is that a threat, demon?" growled Mizuki, taking out a kunai when another kunai embedded itself in his shoulder, making him drop his own kunai. Hinata appeared next to Naruto with a kunai in a defensive position. "Looks like the timid little Hyuga finally got some guts," growled Mizuki. "It trust Naruto-kun W with my life, I won't abandon him," stuttered Hinata, with Tsuki and Taiyo standing next to their masters growling at Mizuki. "Ha ha ha, is that supposed to be a threat? A sealed demon, a crippled chunin, a genin fresh out of the academy, and two little pets. What a joke. Mommy, daddy, please be careful," mentally prayed Hanabi with the egg pulsing in her arms. "Say whatever you want, traitor, but I won't let you hurt my friends. I'll protect everyone that is precious to me. I've been waiting to hear you say that. This time we'll give you the power you need." A large circular seal with runes appeared underneath Naruto with a crescent moon in the middle. "What's going on?" I'm stuck. Looks like that's our cue. Hold on Hinata-chan. The large circular seal with runes appeared underneath Hinata as well with the sun in the middle. What's happening? I can't move. Mizuki and Iruka were shocked at what has happening when Mizuki took advantage of the distraction, grabbing 2 kunai from his pouch, aiming it at Hinata and Naruto. The kunai were intercepted by Tsuki and Taiyo grabbing the kunai by the handle. Taiyo growled loudly when he started glowing, breaking the kunai in his mouth to pieces. Taiyo's fur started emitting sparks when 2 large angelic wings appeared on his back, covering him into a feathery cocoon. The cocoon glowed brightly when the wings separated, revealing a large wolf about the same size as Hinata with a wide underbelly, white-tipped paws, and a white circle forehead mark with sky-blue eyes, and 2 large white angelic wings. The wolf also had a silver chest plate and headgear with a ruby in the middle of the chest plate, along with heavily leg armor covering all 4 legs. Taiyo-kun, said a shocked Hinata when the large wolf turning his head staring at Hinata, as if trying to tell her something. Tsuki disappeared from view, attacking Mizuki with different ricochet attacks, successfully knocking him back. Tsuki jumped high into the air, gracefully turning when 2 large angelic wings appeared as well, covering her in a feathery cocoon, quickly falling to the ground. Before the cocoon could hit the ground, the wings opened, revealing a light blue fox half of Taiyo's size with rabbit-like ears, dark blue tips on its tail, ears, and paws, 2 large angelic wings on its back, and a diamond-shaped sapphire forehead mark with midnight blue eyes. The fox was also wearing silver chest armor and headgear with a sapphire in the middle of the chest plate, along with light silver ankle armor that had gold wing designs near its feet. Tsuki-chan. Wow, you look great. Said an amazed Naruto, with Tsuki looking at Naruto with a happy expression. What are they? Demons. Said a frightened Mizuki. Taiyo roared ferociously that sounded like thunder when he opened his jaw, with electricity being concentrated into a sphere. Taiyo released the sphere, forcing Mizuki to dodge. The sphere collided with a tree, obliterating a large piece of trunk, making the tree fall down. Mizuki saw the oncoming tree and quickly rolled out of the way, but Hanabi was also in the falling tree's path. Hanabi was scared stiff that she couldn't move when Tsuki disappeared from view once again just seconds before the tree hit the ground. Tsuki appeared once again with Hanabi dangling from her mouth. Taiyo nuzzled against Hanabi, whimpering as if saying he was sorry. It's okay Taiyo-kun. I know you didn't mean it. Taiyo then whimpered an apology towards Tsuki, with Tsuki just flicking her tail against Taiyo's nose while making a small squealing noise. Taiyo and Tsuki charged towards where Mizuki was located when he suddenly threw a flash bomb at the 2 winged beasts, blinding them. Your pets may have saved you, but now you're wide open. Yelled Mizuki, grabbing a giant shuriken that was discarded and threw it at the trio. Naruto and Hinata tried to move with the circular seal at their feet still restricting them. Hanabi-chan, run. Yelled Naruto, struggling against the seal. Hanabi-chan, please run. Move out of the way. Naruto, Hinata, what's happening? Asked a concerned Iruka, struggling to move. Damn it. My leg won't budge, and that kunai injury isn't helping. But what about you? I don't want to lose my mommy again. Cried Hanabi as a tear hit the egg in her arms when it started to crack. Hinata felt a pulse emit from her abdomen, along with a warm sensation. What's happening? Almost there Hinata-chan, just a little more. The process is almost complete. Naruto continued to struggle against the seal, trying to help Hanabi. Try not to struggle so much, Naruto. It's difficult enough trying to synchronize our chakras. No harm shall befall little Hanabi. I swear it on my life. Just let us finish the synchronization. I don't know who you are, but please hurry. Thought Naruto. Mommy, Daddy, I don't want to lose both of you. Cried Hanabi when the egg shined brightly, emitting a purple light when the egg cracked completely with a small sphere of purple light, stopping in front of Hanabi. The ball of light emitted a pulse with a large barrier protecting the trio from Mizuki's shuriken, causing the barrier to shatter. Impossible. Yelled a shocked Mizuki. I won't let you hurt my mama and papa. Said the sphere in a little girl's voice as it shifted into a small humanoid creature, about the same size of the egg, with blue eyes and butterfly-like wings. The humanoid figure had her arms outstretched as if shielding the trio. Hinata felt another strong chakra pulse from her abdomen when a small pink sphere was shot from her stomach, aiming straight at Mizuki, tackling him to the ground. The sphere quickly headed towards the humanoid figure. Nichan, we have to protect Hanabi Onichan. Hinata and Naruto's seal glowed brighter when 2 large angelic wings appeared on their back, slowly engulfing them in a cocoon. Naruto and Hinata became worried when the voices told them to relax. Once they were completely engulfed, their feathery cocoons emitted a pulse, slowly opening, revealing Naruto and Hinata with new features. Naruto's hair became longer that it reached his waist and changed into a silver color with yellow bangs with some muscle tone, giving him a swimmer's body while growing a couple of inches. Naruto also had 2 silver fox ears above his head with his regular ears gone, a long silver tail with a white tip that gently swayed back and forth, ivory claws on his hands and feet, and 2 large angelic wings on his back. Hinata also changed with her hair being longer that it reached her waist. Her hair color stayed the same with some red bangs near the front. Her body became more slim with more developed curves and mid-sized C-cup, a long midnight blue foxtail with a lavender tip swing back and forth, 2 midnight blue fox ears on top of her head with her regular ears gone, ivory claws on her hands and feet, and 2 large angelic wings on her back. Naruto and Hinata stared at each other admiring their changes. Wow, I thought Hinata-chan was beautiful before, but now she looks like an angel. Naruto-kun looks so strong and handsome. At least his eyes stayed the same, thought Hinata. Hinata-chan, what? Well, explain later, right now we have a fight on our hands. Said a male voice that Hinata also heard. Mizuki groaned in pain holding his chest where the pink sphere had hit him. Mizuki looked at the transformed Naruto and Hinata staring in shock when an evil smile appeared on his face. So you finally decided to show your true colors, Kyuubi. Once I kill you and your harlot, I'll be able to get away with anything including stealing the scroll. Mizuki heard several ferocious growls behind him with Taiyo and Tsuki regaining their eyesight while slowly walking forward like a predator cornering its prey. Looks like you two freaks didn't learn the first time. Let's see you deal a second dosage. Said Mizuki taking out a second flash bomb. Hinata quickly saw the flash bomb and lunged forward at high speed, using her gentle fist style to immobilize Mizuki's arms. What? Tsuki disappeared from view knocking Mizuki high into the air, with Naruto appearing above him swinging the forbidden scroll like a giant mallet, knocking Mizuki to the ground, creating a large crater. Taiyo appeared pinning him down showing his massive teeth as if daring Mizuki to move. Taiyo. Called Naruto approaching Mizuki's fallen body, I want to finish him off. He deserves what's coming to him. Taiyo lifted his paw from Mizuki's chest, slowly keeping an eye on him, traitor. You endangered my sensei's life, you put Hanabi-chan at risk, and you nearly killed Hinata-chan. I will never forgive you for this. Hinata placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder making Naruto look at her. I won't forgive him either, Naruto-kun. He nearly took someone precious to both of us. Let's show him what happens to those who endanger our loved ones. Hinata-chan, shall we try our new jutsu? Hinata nodded with both Naruto and Hinata, putting their hands in a cross-shaped hand seal, Shadow Clone Jutsu. Mizuki and Iruka were shocked at the massive amount of Naruto and Hinata clones surrounding the area. Those aren't regular clones, these clones are solid. This is impossible. Said a scared Mizuki. Nothing's impossible with me around. Ready, Hinata-chan? Ready. Each of the clones let out a battle cry charging straight towards Mizuki as they beat him to a pulp. The real Naruto and Hinata went to help Iruka with Hanabi, the 2 spheres of light, Taiyo, and Tsuki behind them. Naruto, Hinata, I'm proud of both of you. Especially you, Naruto, you've grown right before my eyes and it makes me proud to call you my student. Iruka-sensei. Close your eyes for a second, Naruto. There's something I want to give you. Naruto closed his eyes when he felt something being wrapped around his forehead that made his new fox ears feel uncomfortable. Okay, open them. Naruto opened his eyes when he noticed something different about Iruka. Naruto touched his forehead feeling a metal plate around the cloth that Iruka put on him, making Naruto realize that he was wearing Iruka's headband. Iruka smiled proudly at Naruto when he said, you pass. Naruto cried tears of joy tackling Iruka to the ground. Easy, Naruto, I'm still injured, you know, cringed Iruka with a smile. Sorry, Iruka-sensei, I'm just happy that I finally pass, said a happy Naruto wiping away his tears, readjusting his new headband around his neck like Hinata. You deserve it, Naruto, said Iruka patting Naruto on the head. Daddy passed. Yelled Hanabi happily with the 2 spheres cheering next to her. I've been meaning to ask about that. Who's she calling daddy? Asked Iruka, causing Naruto and Hinata to blush in embarrassment. Iruka saw their reaction when he started Naruto like a father about to punish his child. Naruto, care to explain this? It's a long story, sweat dropped Naruto while scratching the back of his head. Hokage Tower. Sarutobi chucked in amusement as he looked into his crystal ball after watching the events that took place while watching the funny antics of Naruto telling his story. Naruto, you certainly do know how to make things interesting. Though I am concerned about this sudden transformation, and why do you have wings? Not just you but Hinata as well. I guess this was the incident Lady Hyuga warned me about. Things will start getting interesting soon. Okage-sama, we still haven't located Naruto Uzumaki or the scroll. Said a jonin barging into Sarutobi's office. It's alright, Iruka found him and the scroll. Ready an Anbu patrol by the entrance to arrest Mizuki for high treason, attempted murder, and for endangering a civilian. He is the true culprit behind this incident tonight, ordered Sarutobi with the jonin bowing as he left. Forest. Sai, what am I going to do with you, Naruto? Said Iruka pinching the bridge of his nose after hearing Naruto's story. Daddy is daddy no matter what you say, Iruka-sensei. Said Hanabi puffing out her cheeks with the 2 spheres of light agreeing with her. Hanabi, you already have a dad and Hinata can't be your mom because she's your sister, said Iruka. Onichan raised me like she was my mommy, so she's my mommy, and Inayachan was always by Onachan's side helping me and caring for me like a daddy. So Onichan and Anaichan are my mommy and daddy," said Hanabi, waving her arms frantically like a little child. "Easy there, Hanabi-chan, Iruka-sensei is just explaining his reason to you," said Naruto, rubbing Hanabi's head like he always does, effectively calming her down. "But you're my daddy," whined Hanabi. Iruka looked at the scene before him, feeling surprised that Naruto had a mature side to him that fit the role of a father perfectly to Hanabi. "Hanabi-chan's just tired after tonight's excitement, that's all. She always gets a little cranky when she's tired," giggled Hinata with Hanabi rubbing her eyes. "No, I don't." Hinata kneeled down, rubbing Hanabi's cheek while smiling at her. "You haven't changed since you were little, Hanabi-chan. You always get cranky when you get tired, and you would always calm down whenever Naruto-kun rubbed your head." Hanabi yawned loudly along with the two spheres when Tsuki came up to her, nuzzling her head against Hanabi. Tsuki's armor glowed brightly until it disappears as she laid down, motioning her head to Hinata. "You'll carry her so she can rest, Tsuki-chan." Tsuki squealed softly, nodding her head as Hinata carried Hanabi over to Tsuki's backside. Once Hanabi touched Tsuki's soft fur, she instantly fell asleep with the two spheres shifting their shapes. The pink sphere shifted into a little pink fox lying down next to Hanabi's head, with the purple sphere shifting back into its humanoid form with butterfly wings, resembling a fairy, lying on top of Hanabi's back. "They look so adorable," giggled Hinata. Naruto helped lift Iruka when Taiyo approached them with his armor glowing brightly as well, until it disappeared, lying down, motioning his head. "Looks like Taiyo wants to help you too, Iruka-sensei." "Thanks, Taiyo, I owe you one," smiled Iruka. Naruto helped Iruka mount Taiyo, making sure to be careful with his wings. Once Iruka was mounted on Taiyo, both Tsuki and Taiyo gently lifted themselves, being careful not to make any sudden movements to cause any discomfort towards their passengers. The sun's starting to rise. "I think it would be best to head to the Hokage Tower before everyone wakes up. Last thing we want is to cause panic when they see Tsuki and Taiyo in these forms." Hokage Tower. A small group managed to arrive to the Hokage Tower before the villagers came out, with the Anbu waiting for them by the entrance, taking away an unconscious Mizuki that was being carried by Naruto's shadow clones, but not before being scared stiff at Taiyo's and Tsuki's forms. Naruto helped Iruka up the stairs until the small group stood in front of the Hokage, with Iruka sitting down due to his injuries. Hanabi was sleeping against Tsuki's fur with the two ethereal creatures next to her, and Taiyo was standing next to her, both creatures in their large forms. "So can someone elaborate what happened tonight?" Not really," said Naruto. Hokage-sama, Naruto-kun and IH have been hearing this voice in ORH head, and at first we thought it was a C coincidence, B but we heard it again T tonight," said Hinata nervously. "I see," said an intrigued Sarutobi. "If it was Naruto alone I would have guessed Kyuubi, but why does Hinata hear it?" thought Sarutobi. A large circular seal with a crescent moon appeared underneath Naruto once again as the room was filled with a bright light. Everyone shielded their eyes when the light died down, with everyone looking around, noticing that they were inside a type of sewer filled with water up to their ankles and pipes on the roof that had 3 different colored pipes that led in different directions. Hanabi also appeared on top of Tsuki with Taiyo next to her in their large forms. "Forgive me everyone, I should have warned you about the light," said a male voice. Everyone looked towards the voice's direction, shocked to see a man waiting for them. "Aren't you?" asked a shocked Iruka. "I can't be. I thought I made you up," said a shocked Naruto. "Well, I'm quite real, as you can see. I just showed you an image of myself to help you in that transformation tests." "You're that voice I heard from that day," said Naruto, recognizing Yu's voice. "Yes, and I'm quite surprised you caught on quick, although you were rough around some movements, but still not bad for a beginner." "Appa!" yelled the fairy, flying straight into Yu's hand. "You've grown a lot, little one," chuckled Yu. "Appa!" said everyone in shock. "I guess you can say that. That egg you found was special, Naruto," said Yu. "What exactly is going on here?" "Are you Kyuubi?" interrupted Sarutobi. "No, all will be explained, but first follow me. There is someone else that we need to meet." Yu led the group through several corridors when they stopped in front of a set of large golden bars that was being held back by a small piece of paper with the kanji for seal written on it. "Kurama, we're here." The large crimson eye with a slit pupil appeared, scaring the group behind Yu. "Enough with your antics, Kurama, we have things to do." The crimson eye disappeared when a figure stepped out of the shadows, chuckling. "Lighten up, Yu, I'm a fox, I couldn't help myself." The man had golden eyes, silver fox ears, as well as a silver tail with a white tip and long flowing silver hair. He was wearing a white sleeveless yukata that resembled a toga, along with matching martial arts pants and shoes. "So I thought you were wiser than that. All it a habit I picked up from a friend long ago." "That person certainly reminds me of you, Naruto," said Kurama, chuckling, making Naruto laugh in embarrassment while scratching the back of his head. "Daddy!" yelled the pink ethereal fox running past the bars. Kurama kneeled down, picking up the fox as it took a physical form, a white fox with red tips on its tail and ears. My, look at how big you've grown. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you, little one." "Biggle, it's okay. Mommy said it wasn't your fault and that daddy would be happy to see me. Tuckle, that sounds like Kodo, alright. You look exactly like your mother. Mommy says I look more like you, daddy. My name is Yuki, giggled a little fox, shifting into a little girl about the same age as Hanabi with green eyes, long white hair with red bangs, white fox ears with red tips, and a long white tail with a red tip. The little girl was wearing a simple white kimono with a black fox design. I can see why, you certainly have your mother's eyes. Do you think you could let me out? You can't be serious. After what you've done, Kyuubi, do you think we would let you out? Yelled an enraged Sarutobi. That's enough, Sarutobi. I told you everything would be explained in due time. I'm the one who helped put him behind these bars to control his chakra output. Now that he's regained his conscious, this cage is no longer needed, said Yu, walking up to the seal, ripping the paper, showing a lock mechanism behind it. Wait, you can't. Yelled Iruka. Believe it or not, I trust Kurama with my life. I already told you that everything will be explained, but first I need Kurama to be free for this part. After that we need to establish a connection, said Yu, placing a hand over the lock mechanism while the fairy rested on his shoulder. His hand glowed brightly when the sound of locks clicking was heard as the cage slowly opened. Kurama gently put Yuki down as he started stretching his limbs while cracking his neck, groaned, it was cramped in there. Thanks, Yu. Think nothing of it, now we need to establish a connection. A connection to what exactly? Do you honestly think we would trust two demons? The two silver-haired males noticed the group with Iruka and Sarutobi in defensive positions, making sure that Naruto, Hinata, Hanabi, Suki, and Taiyo were behind them. So I knew this was going to be difficult. Your actions certainly weren't the most pleasant that night. You can't honestly blame them, said Yu, stepping in front of the group. I suppose it's a little late for introduction, but I assure you I'm no demon. Allow me to introduce the real me. My name is Yu, the Angel of the Moon. Yu's wings appeared behind him, making everyone gasp in shock. An angel? Why would a holy being be associated with a demon? Asked Iruka. Kurama here has a mutual agreement with heaven and is also very well respected. He doesn't fight unless provoked, and even so he's quite the fighter. He's given some of our archangels a good workout too, including me. I see no reason for this feud between heaven and the demon world, so I remain neutral despite being a demon myself. I try to avoid bloodshed at all possible. However, that night 12 years ago, something happened that I can't quite remember. The only person who could help me would be my wife. The second Kyuubi, is she here as well? Wherever here is? Asked Sarutobi. No, this is Naruto's mind. Kurama and I were sealed inside Naruto only. This is my mind. Asked Naruto. Why is it a sower? How are we all able to be here as well? Asked Iruka. That would be thanks to Yu here. He's quite well knowledgeable with magic and seals. I've brought you all here to explain the situations that happen on the day of Naruto's birth. Your mind reflects on how you feel, Naruto. The reason why it's a sower is because of all the hardships you had to endure, and so the end result is everything that you see around you. If this is Naruto's mind and if one Kyuubi is here, where's the second Kyuubi? Asked Iruka. I would be happy if you referred to me by my name, Iruka, said an annoyed Kurama while glaring at Iruka and Sarutobi. Unless you want me to refer to both of you as humans, then I suggest you stop this discriminative behavior. Well, I'm happy that you both supported Naruto, that doesn't excuse your behavior as reasonable beings. Iruka and Sarutobi knew that Kurama was right and relaxed their stance, with Kurama taking a calming breath as he bowed in respect. My name is Yoko Kurama, the Kyuubi no Kitsune, or nine-tailed fox. If you want to, you may refer to me as Kurama for short. It's a pleasure to meet you both. Here is in Sarutobi, 3rd Hokage of the Hidden Leaf Village, and you instructor Iruka Yamino. Both Iruka and Sarutobi were shocked at the formal tone and manners that Kurama took and bowed in return as a formal gesture. Now that we've gotten acquainted, we need to establish a connection with the second container. Kurama, I will need your assistance for this, said Yu, as both Kurama and Yu conjured an orb of chakra in their hands. Yu and Kurama then placed their orbs together, causing the fused orb to grow in size until it created a large portal. Through the portal everyone saw what looked like a complicated cave system with pipes on the roof as well. I've never heard of a second container. Who is it? Asked Sarutobi. I thought it would be obvious, Sarutobi-san, it's Hinata of course, said an amused Kurama stepping through the portal while holding Yuki's hand. Me? Said a scared Hinata. How else would you get fox traits and angel wings? Said Yu, stepping through the portal as well while carrying the fairy in his hand. Naruto comforted Hinata while gently rubbing her back, making sure to be careful with her wings. The group cautiously entered through the portal, leaving behind Naruto's mind. Once the group entered, they were greeted by a feminine voice. I was wondering when you were going to show up. You mean Layla is also real? Asked Iruka, blushing. Is it really that shocking? Asked Yu. Layla extended her wings and gently flew towards Yu, kissing him softly on the lips as Yu extended his wings as well, wrapping them around Layla, while Naruto and Hinata blushed at the scene. It's wonderful to see you again, my love. I've missed you so much. "I've missed you as well, my beautiful angel," said Yu, hugging Layla close to him. "Mama," yelled the fairy, hovering next to Layla's face. Layla softly giggled, cupping her hands together so the fairy could land. "You look beautiful, little one. I'm so happy to see you safe and sound." "Auntie Layla, I brought daddy," said Yuki excitedly while wagging her tail. "You did a wonderful job, Yuki-chan. Now let's go see your mother, she's really worried." "So you're lovers?" asked Sarutobi. "We're also happily married. Everyone please follow me, I will guide you to Koto-chan." Layla led the group through the cave maze, leading them to a set of golden bars being held back by a piece of paper with the kanji for seal on it, just like Naruto's. "Koto-chan, there's someone here to see you." A figure emerged from the shadow showing a beautiful woman with bright green eyes, short red hair that stopped at the base of her neck, with 2 orange fox ears on top of her head, and an orange fox tail with a white tip. Koto wore a dark blue sleeveless shirt that was red around her waist, trimmed with yellow outline, as well as form-fitting white pants and matching martial arts shoes. Koto also had a magenta-colored bow tied to her tail. "Yuki-chan. Darling. Mommy," yelled Yuki, running past the bars, hugging her mother. Layla ripped the paper on the bar doors, showing that it had the same lock mechanism as the one in Naruto's mind. Layla placed her hand on top of the mechanism when her hand glowed brightly as the sound of locks clicking was heard. The bars opened slowly as Koto put Yuki down. Koto ran towards Kurama and pounced on him, knocking them both to the ground as both foxes shared a heated kiss, making the group blush at the display of affection. Both foxes broke their kiss with Koto nuzzling against Kurama's neck while purring in delight. "It's wonderful to have you back, my darling Kurama. I'm sorry for everything." Kurama was cut off by Koto placing a finger on her lips. "I already said I forgave you, and we have a beautiful daughter together. So there's no need to apologize, I'm just happy to have you back." "Wow, so it looks like mommy and daddy are destined to be together. Daddy has the daddy angel and daddy fox, and mommy has the mommy angel and mommy fox. So that means mommy and daddy are going to be together," said Hanabi excitedly, making Naruto and Hinata blush. "When you think about it, it kind of does seem a bit predestined," mumbled Sarutobi with Iruka nodding in agreement. "Well, we were very careful in choosing our containers so that they were compatible," explained Layla. "But how did you know that Naruto and Hinata? The woman has her secrets, Iruka-sensei." "You of all people should know better," said Layla, smiling. Kurama lifted himself off the floor with Koto in his arms as their tails intertwined. "Whatever the case, I'm happy to be with my family again. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Yoko Koto, the Kyuubi no Myobu, the 9-tailed vixen, or just Koto for short." "It's a pleasure to meet you both," said Koto, bowing in respect with Yuki hugging her mother's leg. "And I'm Yoko Yuki," said an excited Yuki, wagging her tail. "Dear, our little one also needs a name. What should we call her?" asked Layla, tickling the fairy in her hand. "How about Ruby? A precious gem that can never be replaced," said Yu. "I like it, Mama, I want to be called Ruby. It's Mama's favorite color," said the fairy excitedly. "Giggle, very well then, your name will be Ruby," said Layla as the fairy flew around in excitement, playing around with Yuki and Hanabi. "What do you say we get a change of scenery? Naruto, Hinata, I want you both to concentrate on changing your surroundings. Now that your minds are connected, both of you can change the surrounding to whatever you both want," said Yu as both Naruto and Hinata concentrated. The surrounding cave labyrinth suddenly changed into a clearing that was surrounded by trees with a gentle breeze flowing through it. Hayo and Tsuki lay down near a shaded spot with Hanabi, Yuki, and Ruby playing with each other. The remaining group sat down on a couple of chairs that materialized out of thin air with a large table appearing in front of them. "Now can someone explain what is going on here?" asked Sarutobi. "I suppose we should start from the beginning. Layla and I are God's personal angels, so if we are given orders, it means that it came directly from the Almighty. One day God ordered us to intervene on the ceiling of the Kyuubi no Kitsune when we suspected something was wrong. Kurama has never been one to go on a rampage, let alone kill humans on an impulse, when we suddenly felt a presence filled with unimaginable hatred," explained Yu. "We also felt a strong desire along with that hatred that involved something that is even forbidden by the laws of heaven. Sadly, even we don't know what it is, and the only one who knows is the Almighty, but what we do know is that this man is planning to unleash a power that no one could control," explained Layla. "One day I found an intruder near our den, so I told Koto to stay behind. When I entered, I saw a man wearing a black robe and a strange mask. That's when I started feeling lightheaded and lost conscious. The next thing I knew, I was in my demon form, tearing through a village with a strong desire to kill everything in sight. I tried to fight to regain control of my body, but there was this strong power that prevented me from taking control. I remembered Koto appearing, trying to stop me, and when she told me that she was pregnant, I fought with everything I had to regain control. I wanted to be with my family, I couldn't think of anything more than I wanted than to be with my wife and our unborn baby," explained Kurama, holding Koto's hand. "I remember you entering our den when all of a sudden you appeared in your demon form, destroying our den. Then that masked man appeared eyeing me like a piece of meat. The next thing I knew he suddenly vanished and appeared next to me grabbing my neck when he said Kyuubi certainly has a beautiful looking mate. Maybe after I'm done I'll keep you as a pet. I felt disgusted by that man when he touched me. I just wanted to skin him alive. He suddenly disappeared once again and so did you in an instant. I knew I had to find you, I knew that I had to find you before something terrible happened and so I followed your chakra signature to the village where you were going on a rampage. I tried my best to stop you, but Kodo stopped telling her story as she broke in tears with Kurama comforting his wife. I don't know if I could ever apologize for that night and I promise I will make it up to you no matter what. I will never let anyone lay their hands on you like that bastard did, said Kurama hugging his wife closer. Darling. After we intervened we gave up half our power and half of both Kyuubi's power as a sacrifice towards the sealing process. I was sealed first with Kurama where I placed an extra layer of protection to keep him from harming Naruto and myself. After he regained conscious I explained the situation to him and agreed to stay sealed until Naruto was more capable of handling both our chakra, said Yu. Naturally I searched for a second container who was compatible with Naruto-kun. My search led me to little Hinata-chan and of course your mother agreed for you to be the second container. Well to be more precise Hinata-chan decided herself to be the container. Your mother just voiced your decision, said Layla causing Hinata to blush. I guess I wanted to be with Naruto even back then. So why wasn't I informed of Hinata being a container? Asked Sarutobi. I asked Hinata-chan's mother to keep it a secret from everyone. You and I both knew that Naruto's life would be difficult and I could sense Hinata-chan's father isn't quite the understanding type. I wanted someone who would connect with Naruto-kun naturally and I ended up being sealed inside Hinata-chan. Since half our power was used as a sacrifice during the sealing process, we decided to fuse our chakra when the time was right, allowing Naruto-kun and Hinata-chan to become stronger, said Kodo. Why do I get the feeling you're withholding information? Asked Sarutobi. I suppose you can call it more of a hunch. This man that attacked Kurama is considered powerful and we know that he isn't going to give up on Kurama's power as the Kyuubi. We also know that he'll be after Kodo as well for being a Kyuubi. This is the main reason why we wanted both of them sealed. But both Kyuubi's power won't be enough to stop this criminal, so we will also fight alongside them as allies and comrades, said Yu. I suppose I can accept that as response, but should anything arise I want to be informed, said Sarutobi. I suppose that's reasonable Sarutobi-san. We'll let you know should anything arise, said Layla with everyone else agreeing. I don't suppose you can explain Taiyo and Tsuki as well, said Iruka looking at the two animals cuddling up to each other. Ah yes, Taiyo and Tsuki are Naruto's and Hinata's guardians and partners, said Yu. How are they guardians? Asked Naruto. Remember when you started getting chased by a mob Tsuki was always the one leading the way steering you out of danger? Asked Kurama with Naruto nodding his head in response. Tsuki was always there for you whenever you needed her and she's your partner much like the Inyazuka boy and his dog. The fusion process also took a while, so that's why we needed Tsuki-chan and Taiyo-kun to protect you. Both of you would be vulnerable during that time and Tsuki and Taiyo would be there to protect you, said Kodo. Guardians usually take on the form of an animal that best reflects their partner. In Naruto's case, he's cunning, quick-thinking, and has fast reflexes that make him more of a fox, hence Tsuki being a vixen, said Yu. While Hinata-chan shows a great deal of inner strength, compassion for others, and would always be loyal to her friends that make her more of a wolf, hence Taiyo being a wolf, said Layla. I see. This is a lot to process, but I thank you for explaining it to us. I will keep this a secret, but how will they hide their new forms? Asked Sarutobi. I think a simple transformation jutsu would suffice for now until we can establish more about their new forms. What we do know is that they have advanced senses like hearing and smell much like the Inyazuka. Their claws also sharp like kunai, explained Kurama. I think they may have gotten some of our ability as well. I think flight should be the first lesson they learn as well as casting barriers, explained Yu. We can do that? Asked Hinata. Of course, how else did you think Taiyo and Tsuki were able to hide from your father's Byakugan? But it also takes up a lot of energy to keep that barrier up, said Layla. That's why Taiyo was always hungry, chuckled Naruto with Hinata giggling. What about Yuki-chan? I may be sealed inside Hinata-chan, but Yuki-chan isn't. She was only sealed with me because I was pregnant with her. Yuki-chan can easily be kidnapped, or worse she. Calm yourself Kodo-chan. I know how you feel. I'm also worried about Ruby-chan. Even though she isn't my child by blood, she was born from my chakra as well as Yu's chakra. It's very rare to find a spirit egg like Naruto-kun did, but I'm glad that he did otherwise I wouldn't have met my little Ruby-chan, smiled Layla. We did promise you that we would find a suitable container for little Yuki, and now that Naruto and Hinata know about us, we can search for a suitable container for both Yuki and Ruby so they don't get lonely, said Yu. Why not just ask Hanabi-chan? Asked Iruka. How could you say that Iruka? She's a child. said Sarutobi. Well, to be honest, Hokage-sama, Hanabi seems to get along well with Ruby and Yuki. The group saw the three girls playing around as they each giggled happily. You can't catch me, Ruby-nichan. Come on, Ruby-chan, you'll have to fly faster than that. I'll catch you both, Ona-chan. Yuki-nichan. Giggled Ruby, flying after Yuki and Hanabi. But glad to see Hanabi-chan smiling again. She always feels lonely at the Hyuga estate, said Hinata. What do you mean, Hinata? Asked Sarutobi. Father has been quite cold towards us lately. He's always forcing Hanabi-chan and I to spar. I let Hanabi-chan win because after our spar, father would hit me over and over again for being a failure. I can't let that happen to Hanabi-chan, she's too precious to me. I've been trying my best, but father always says I'll be nothing more than a failure. Hinata couldn't hold back her tears as Naruto instantly hugged her, letting Hinata cry all of her frustration. Iruka and Sarutobi were shocked at the news that Hyuga was abusing his own daughters, forcing them to hurt each other. Hinata continued to cry as Naruto whispered words of encouragement into her ears. Mommy. Hanabi saw Hinata crying and Naruto's shoulders running towards the group with Yuki and Ruby behind her. And you people compare me to a monster, said Kurama. I assure you I will deal with Hiashi personally. I will not tolerate this kind of behavior in my village. Said Sarutobi, clenching his fist in anger. Hinata, why didn't you say anything? Asked Iruka, kneeling in front of her. I was scared, IW was scared. Layla and Kodo got off their seats and went to Hinata, comforting her. There, little one. He will no longer hurt you anymore. That's right, and we'll be there to support you if he tries anything. You were there for us in our time of need, Hinata-chan, now it's time we help you, said Kodo with Hinata hugging them while whispering, thank you so much. Hanabi hugged Hinata as well, comforting her with Hinata wiping away her tears as she hugged Hanabi. Yu and Kurama lifted themselves and stood next to their mates with Sarutobi and Iruka standing behind Naruto. It's getting late and there is still a lot to be done. Sarutobi, our time here is running out. I've been casting this seal for too long and it's starting to drain me. Darling, I could have helped you with the casting, why didn't you say something? I didn't want to burden you, dear. Nonsense, I'll help you, besides, I need help with the sealing process. Sealing? Asked Hanabi. Hanabi-chan, we've been meaning to ask you this. Would you like to be together with Yuki-chan and Ruby-chan like me and Naruto-kun are with our angels and foxes? Asked Hinata. Hanabi smiled happily and immediately answered, yes. Yes. Did you hear that, Yuki-chan? Ruby-chan. We get to be together. Yuki and Ruby cheered happily with Sarutobi and Iruka sweat dropping at Hanabi's attitude, to be young again. I can see Hinata and Hanabi really do take after their mother, said Iruka. Yuki-chan, I want you to behave well and listen to what Auntie Layla and Uncle Yu tells you, okay? Okay, mommy. Ruby-chan, I want you to take good care of Hanabi-chan and Yuki-chan, okay? Okay, mama. Hanabi stood in front of Yu and Layla with Yuki standing next to her and Ruby hovering on Hanabi's other side. Now in order for this to work, Ruby and Yuki must promise to sacrifice half your powers to balance each other out, but you must do this willingly, explained Yu. I promise, Uncle Yu. I also promise, Papa. A large circular seal with a crescent moon in the middle appeared under Yu, and a large circular seal with a sun in the middle appearing under Layla, along with each of their wings appearing behind them. A combination of both seals appeared underneath the three girls as the wind started to pick up, swirling around them. Yu groaned weakly, feeling lightheaded, wasted too much. Darling. Papa. Yu was about to kneel down when Kurama appeared supporting Yu. Kurama. You've done so much, my friend. Let me help you with this one, said Kurama as silver chakra surrounded him and Yu. Yu looked over to Layla and saw Kodo standing next to her, glowing as well. Thank you, my friend. The large seal continued to glow brightly as two small spheres of light flew out of Yuki and Ruby, descending into the seal underneath them. The seal glowed brightly as a large gust of wind kicked up, enveloping the three girls in a whirlwind. Inside the whirlwind, Yuki and Ruby transformed into their spheres of light, once again flying into Hanabi, causing her to glow brightly as the whirlwind dispersed, revealing a transformed Hanabi with large black butterfly wings with purple outlines. Her long hair had changed to white as it faded into her original brown color near her back with red bangs like Hinata. Ivory claws on her hands and feet, two white fox ears on top of her head with her regular ears gone, and a long white tail with a red tip swing back and forth. Hanabi looked at her new features, smiling excitedly. Yay. Now I'm like mommy and daddy. Yelled Hanabi, running towards Hinata and Hanabi hugging both of them. Their celebration was interrupted when a large circular seal with a star in the middle appeared underneath Hanabi. The seal glowed brightly as a large whirlwind flew out of the seal, forming a small sphere when it dispersed, revealing a small black cat with dark blue butterfly wings in a fetal position. The black cat hovered in front of Hanabi as she gently grabbed the cat, opening its eyes, revealing bright blue eyes. The cat mewed happily at Hanabi with Hanabi gently hugging her cat kitty. I see Hanabi got her guardian, said Yu, sitting down on a chair with Kurama's help. It's adorable. Proclaimed Kodo, petting the cat along with Layla. Ona-chan. Mommy. Daddy. The group saw Yuki and Ruby appearing running towards their parents. The group introduces Yuki and Ruby to their new guardian, with Tsuki and Taiyo approaching the group as well. The small kitten approached Tsuki, sniffing her as it gently lifted itself on Tsuki's snout, with Tsuki smiling happily as the kitten climbed on top of her. Taiyo sniffed the kitten as the kitten also placed its front paws on Taiyo's nose. The kitten mewed happily, with Taiyo letting out a small bark in response, not wanting to scare the kitten. The kitten lowered itself from Taiyo's nose onto Tsuki's back once again when Taiyo gently grabbed it from the scruff of the neck, placing the kitten on the ground with Taiyo nuzzling against the kitten as it mewed happily. "It looks like Tsuki-chan and Taiyo like Hanabi-chan's new friend," chuckled Naruto. "What are you going to call your new friend Hanabi-chan?" asked Hinata. "I don't know," said Hanabi as she gently grabbed the kitten, lifting it up. "I'll call you Aurora-chan." "Aurora-chan?" asked Iruka. "Yeah, Aurora-chan is a girl," said Hanabi, causing everyone to sweat drop, realizing that the reason she lifted the cat was to check its gender. "What am I going to do with you, Hanabi-chan?" sighed Hinata while Hanabi giggled, hugging her new kitten. Real world. Sarutobi, Iruka, Naruto, Hinata, Hanabi, Tsuki, Taiyo, and the newly named Aurora appeared back in Sarutobi's office. "Well, that was interesting. I'll say." Groan. Iruka groaned in pain as he tried to get up, forgetting that he was injured from Mizuki's fight. "Careful, Iruka, you're still injured." "Aurora-chan," giggled Hanabi, twitching her fox ears while scratching the back of Aurora's ears, making the kitten purr in content as she lay against Tsuki's fur, with Taiyo cuddled up against Tsuki. "I'll hold off team assignment until tomorrow since we've all had a rough night. Okage-sama, both my daughters have." The Ashi suddenly burst through the door when he saw Hinata and Hanabi along with their new features. "What is the meaning of this? Father?" yelled Hinata, and Hanabi shivering in fear, hiding behind Naruto, while Naruto stood protectively in front of both girls, along with Taiyo and Tsuki growling at Hiashi. "You have a lot of explaining to do as well, Hiashi," ordered Sarutobi. "Okage-sama, that boy. I believe I have more urgent business with you, Hiashi Hyuga," interrupted Sarutobi. "Okage-sama, my daughters have informed me of your so-called training methods, Hiashi. I can very well charge you with child abuse. How I train my daughters is my business. And a parent knows when a child has had enough. Yet after you forced your daughters to spar, you verbally and physically abused your daughter Hinata Hyuga," yelled Sarutobi, making Hiashi flinch. "My wife was too soft on them. And yet she was considered one of the most dangerous kunoichi of her time. Or do I need to remind you of her teammates?" said Sarutobi, making Hiashi flinch again. "She was just as strong as a fiery redeed that we all know too well. You've changed, Hiashi, and not for the better. That doesn't explain why my daughters look like him," yelled Hiashi, pointing at Naruto as he glared at Hiashi. "I believe that's none of your concern, as you were stating earlier. As Hokage, I hereby charge you with child abuse, assault, harmful intention against a child, and sentence you trial." "You can't. That will ruin the Hyuga's reputation." "Humph, perhaps you should have thought of that before you did what you did. All of the evidence points against you, Hiashi, and since your daughter is now officially a ninja, I can add treason to your list of charges." The Ashi silently growled at Sarutobi's statement when he decided that there was only one way out. "What if I make you a deal?" "I could." "You're in no position to be asking anything, Hiashi. If you want to keep your precious Hyuga reputations intact, then I suggest you give up your custody of Hinata and Hanabi Hyuga, surrender your seat in the Ninja Council, surrender a portion of your fortune to both your daughters, and maybe I'll consider letting you keep your precious Hyuga reputation intact. But it's not up for debate, Hiashi. Either accept my terms and the consequences that come with it or suffer a public humiliation," said Sarutobi. The Ashi tried to find some alternative to his situation, but he reluctantly had to agree. "Very well then. Good. Then I want you to inform those elders of yours that Hinata and Hanabi Hyuga are hereby under my protection by law, and should you or your esteemed elders try to put the caged bird seal on either of them, they will be charged with high treason and executed on the spot. Should any of your elders, or you, send any Hyuga ninja or anyone that is associated to the Hyuga, will also be charged with treason, and you and your elders will be taken into custody, tortured, and executed. To put it simply, if I even suspect you or the Hyuga elders are behind some form of foul play, I'll make you regret you ever born," threatened the Hokage, releasing so much killer intent that it even made Iruka sweat. "So this is the legendary professor of the Hidden Leaf. Even at an old age, Hokage-sama is still a fearsome opponent." The Ashi nervously flinched at Sarutobi's statement, and the fact that he just agreed meant that he had put him and the Hyuga elders into submission. Hiashi left Sarutobi's office while glaring at Naruto one last time as he left. Sarutobi turned to the three newly appointed genin when he saw Hinata and Hanabi being comforted by Naruto as they cried tears of joy that they don't have to worry about their father or the elders trying to harm them. "Well, I'm glad I was able to help in some way, but there is still one last unfinished business. Your mother's will." The trio looked at Sarutobi as he pulled out a scroll from his desk. "Your mother had a knack for preparation, and so before her death, she drew up a will for the three of you. It states that should Hinata and Hanabi ever be disowned by the Hyuga clan, they would immediately be placed into my custody for their protection. Also your mother had a separate bank account for the three of you that contains a small fortune, along with a small apartment already paid off, and some scrolls for each of you. Think of these as gifts for you to do as you please from your mother, said Sarutobi looking at Hinata and Hanabi, and your godmother, said Sarutobi looking at Naruto. Am I what? Asked a shocked Naruto. She was a good friend of your parents, Naruto, and so your mother asked her to be your godmother before you were born. She was very excited when she received the news, and that's why she asked you to call her auntie. That's all I can tell you, Naruto, said Sarutobi with Naruto crying tears of sorrow and happiness. I've always wondered about my parents. Now I know that they were good people if auntie was friends with them. She was always there to help me, and I didn't even know. Thank you, auntie, said Naruto wiping his tears. Here is the address to your new home, you can move in whenever you like. Ah, before I forget, this was meant for you, Hanabi, said the Hokage pulling out a small box with Hanabi's name on it. Hinata instantly recognized her mother's handwriting when Hanabi opened the box and saw a silver necklace with an amethyst jewel in the center, making it appear similar to Naruto's and Hinata's bracelet. Mama, whispered Hanabi admiring the necklace. Let me help you with that, Hanabi-chan, said Hinata placing the necklace around Hanabi. There, all finished. Taiyo and Tsuki gently nuzzled against Hanabi as she was grateful for her mother. Even if she didn't remember her that well, she now had a piece of her. Naruto and Hinata received Hinata's mother's scroll along with the key to their new appointment. Be sure to rest up. Tomorrow is team placement and we don't want any of you to feel tired. We will, thanks old man, said Naruto happily leading Hinata and Hanabi out the door. Tsuki and Taiyo wrapped their wings around their body once again with circular seals underneath them. Once their wings opened, Taiyo and Tsuki were once again back to their miniature forms. Tsuki climbed up to Naruto's shoulder, wrapping her tail around his neck like a scarf, while Hinata picked up Taiyo into her arms. Hanabi gently held Aurora in her arms when her small butterfly wings disappeared, making her look like a regular black cat. Naruto, Hinata, and Hanabi also performed a transformation jutsu to appear like their regular selves as they walked back to Naruto's apartment to retrieve some of his stuff. They arrived at their new apartment that was bigger than Naruto's apartment with 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms that were already stocked with furniture and supplies. Hanabi even found small beds for Tsuki, Taiyo, and Aurora. The trio continued to admire their new home as they decided to get some well-deserved rest and drop their genjutsu. At night, Naruto-kun. Naruto had finished brushing his teeth when he saw Hinata with her wings gently wrapped around her body and Hanabi with her butterfly wings folded down by the doorway already in their pajamas. Can you sleep with us just for tonight, please? Naruto blushed at Hinata's request and was about to argue back. Please, daddy? Asked Hanabi with big puppy dog eyes. Fine. I just can't win against you two, can I? Nope, said a happy Hanabi. The next day, Naruto, Hinata, and Hanabi awoke feeling refreshed after training in their Mindscape with their angels and foxes. The trio had a crash course in learning how to fly with a few crash landing in the process, but they managed to figure it out after a couple of hours and how to hide their wings as well. The trio also learned how to cast barriers that will repel small attacks until they practice how to strengthen it. Naruto and Hinata had their wings wrapped around each other, making them blush when Hinata realized that Hanabi was in the middle hugging Hinata. Giggle, Hanabi-chan, time to wake up. Hanabi groaned as she snuggled deeper into Hinata's embrace, not wanting to wake up or let go from the soft warm sensation she was feeling. Come on, Hanabi-chan, Hinata-chan, and I need to go to the academy to find out what teams we're in. Grown 5 more minutes, daddy. Come on, Hanabi-chan, Naruto-kun and I need to go, said Hinata gently stroking Hanabi's hair as she reluctantly woke up, but I don't have any class today. Old man Tucci and AM Nichan are going to look after you today, so I want you to be on your best behavior for them, said Naruto rubbing Hanabi's head. Okay. The trio got out of bed as they each brushed their teeth together with Hinata and Hanabi taking a shower together while Naruto used the second bathroom. They each made sure to be careful with their new features, making sure to wash properly. Random Road. Naruto and Hinata had finished dropping off Hanabi with AM instantly hugging Hanabi after the trio explained what happened last night and showed their new features to AM and Tucci. Do you think Hanabi-chan will be alright? Don't worry, Hinata-chan. It's not like AM Nichan's going to dress her up like some kind of doll and make her work. Ichiraku Ramen. Welcome to Ichiraku Ramen Anaya-chan. Greeted Hanabi in a little waitress outfit similar to AM, hiding her tail underneath her skirt, a bandana to hide her ears, her white hair tied in a ponytail, and her wings retracted. Hanabi's appearance caused some of the customers to blush at how cute she appeared. How was that, Anaya-chan? Squeal, you're just so cute. Squealed AM, hugging Hanabi, causing Hanabi to giggle as AM cradled Hanabi's head with her cheek. Giggle, stop, Anaya-chan, it tickles. Random Road. At least, I hope AM Nichan doesn't do that. Sweat dropped Naruto while scratching his cheek while Hinata giggled at Naruto's statement. Academy. Naruto and Hinata had managed to enter their classroom, avoiding some of Hinata's fanboys that passed, and sat down together at the far end of the classroom, with Taiyo and Tsuki resting on their laps. Naruto, what are you doing here? This is for the people that passed, said a tired Shikamaru. I did pass, Shikamaru. See the headband? Said Naruto, pointing to his neck where his headband was located. Troublesome, muttered Shikamaru as he went to his regular desk to take a nap. Naruto-kun, whimpered Hinata. Naruto looked at Hinata as she looked uneasy when he decided to look around and saw Sasuke eyeing her like a piece of meat while glaring at Naruto, with Kiba doing the same. I see, can feel their hatred. It makes me feel less sick, whimpered Hinata, hugging Taiyo closer to her chest. It's alright, Hinata-chan, I won't let them touch you, said Naruto, hugging Hinata as she visibly relaxed under Naruto's warmth. I'm feeling nervous, but I promised myself that I would confess, thought Naruto. Hinata-chan. Naruto. Wham! Naruto was interrupted by Sakura suddenly hitting him on the head. Ow, what did I do? You're not allowed to be here. You failed. I passed, said Naruto, showing her his headband around his neck. You stole it from someone. There's no way a loser like you could pass. That's enough, Sakura. Naruto Uzumaki passed as of yesterday. Naruto was promoted to Genin when he caught Mizuki attempting to steal a priceless and dangerous artifact from the Hokage's vault. These are the orders of Lord Hokage. Yelled Iruka, limping his way in with a cane to support him. The classroom was shocked to hear that Mizuki betrayed the village, but what was more astonishing was that the dead last was the one who caught him. Kiba and Sasuke glared at Naruto as he continued to hold Hinata in a comforting embrace. So now we will begin team placements. Team 1. Hinata-chan, there's something I want to ask you, whispered Naruto as Iruka continued to announce the teams. What is it, Naruto-kun? Would you I mean I if you like I am mean, stuttered Naruto, blushing heavily, causing Hinata to wonder what made him so nervous. Screw it, Hinata-chan, would you go out with me? Said Naruto, closing his eyes as he nervously gulped. When Naruto didn't hear a response, he slowly opened one of his eyes and saw a blushing Hinata swing back and forth when she suddenly fainted, with Naruto catching her. He saw Hinata's transformation about to become undone when he concentrated his chakra, placing a new transformation over her. Hinata felt Naruto's chakra spike a bit as she slowly opened her eyes, looking at him as he finished placing a new transformation on her. Are you okay, Hinata-chan? Hinata raised herself a bit and kissed Naruto in the cheek without breaking contact from him. Why yes, to be both cute questions, said Hinata, blushing, making Naruto blush as well. She's so cute. Naruto and Hinata placed their foreheads together, staring lovingly into each other's eyes. Naruto leaned forwards, with Hinata doing the same until their lips touched, sharing their first kiss. Team 7 will consist of Sakura, Haruno, Sasuke, Chiha. Ha! Take that, Ino pig. True love rules. Yelled Sakura, interrupting Iruka. Sit down, Sakura. Ordered Iruka when a bunch of girls started arguing as to why they should be on Sasuke's team. All of you be quiet or I'll fail you right here and now. Iruka's threat worked as the fangirl sat down glaring at Sakura, and Naruto Uzumaki announced Iruka, causing him to look up from his roster when he saw the newfound couple kissing. Oh dear, silently groaned Iruka. Everyone suddenly turned around and saw the newfound couple share their first kiss, causing everyone to go bug-eye with their mouths nearly touching the floor. They picked a swell time to do this, mentally groaned Iruka. Naruto and Hinata separated with their foreheads still pressed together, enjoying each other's company. Naruto, you idiot. What are you doing to Hinata? You're supposed to be in love with me, remember? Yelled Sakura. Hey loser, what are you doing to my girl? Yelled Kiba. What makes you think you're any better, loser? She's my bride. Yelled Sasuke when all of the boys started arguing, with all of the girls starting to argue that they were better than Hinata. What did I just say? Yelled Iruka, silencing everyone. Naruto and Hinata were suddenly startled by Sakura's outburst, causing Naruto to momentarily lose concentration on Hinata's transformation, but went unnoticed by everyone, except for one. What was that? Mentally asked Sasuke. As I was saying, Team 7 will consist of Sasuke, Sakura and Naruto, announced Iruka once again. I won't get to be Naruto-kun, thought Hinata, with Naruto also having a disappointed look on his face as he held Hinata closer to him. Hinata performed another transformation on herself, so Naruto doesn't have to support them both, while Iruka called out the next team. Team 8 will consist of Shino Abiram, Kiba Inuzuka with his partner Akamaru, and Hinata Hyuga, announced Iruka. Yeah. You hear that, losers? Hinata is mine. Looks like I win and you also lose, Ichiha. Boasted Kiba. Sit down, Kiba. Yelled Iruka as Kiba instantly sat down. Team 9 is still in rotation from last year, and Team 10 will consist of Ino Yamanaka, Choji Akimichi, and Shikamaru Nara. That is all, announced Iruka. Hinata and Naruto held each other close, trying to find comfort within each other's embrace. To think we would be paired up with the people we don't want to be with. This isn't fair. Mentally yelled Naruto when the classroom door suddenly opened up and in walked Sarutobi. Lord Hokage. How can I help you today? Asked a surprised Iruka. Actually, it's about the team placement. Since the capture of Mizuki with the help of Naruto and Hinata, we've been doing some investigation. It would appear that Mizuki was the one tampering with Naruto's grades. Upon closer inspection, it would appear that Naruto's final score was several points under Hinata. With that under consideration, I'm rearranging Team 7 and 8. What? Yelled Kiba. Is there a problem, Kiba and Yuzuka? Said Sarutobi in a stern voice, causing Kiba to hesitantly sit down, and no sir. Good. As of right now, Team 7 will now be arranged to Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Kiba and Yuzuka, and Team 8 will consist of Shino Abiram, Hinata Hyuga, and Naruto Uzumaki. I also need Hinata and Naruto to come down and sign these documents stating that from this point on Taiyo and Tsuki are no longer classified as pets, but ninja canine partners to Naruto Uzumaki and Hinata Hyuga, said Sarutobi, shocking everyone in the classroom as Naruto and Hinata went to sign the documents. I'm with Hinata-chan, I'm with Hinata-chan. Mentally cheered Naruto. I get to be with Naruto-kun after all. Mentally cheered Hinata. Wait, why am I being transferred? Due to Naruto's new score, you, Kiba and Yuzuka, are the one with the lowest test score, while Sasuke Uchiha has the highest along with Sakura Haruno. So in order to keep the team balanced, the one with the lowest test score gets transferred to Team 7, with your previous spot available. Will that be a problem, Kiba? Asked Sarutobi in a stern voice once again. No sir, said a defeated Kiba. Good, now if you'll excuse me, I'll be taking my leave. Hinata and Naruto, I want you to meet me in my office after meeting your sensei. That is all, said Sarutobi, leaving. Your new sensei will arrive shortly. Good luck, said Iruka as he limped his way out. Naruto and Hinata enjoyed each other company when Sakura suddenly approached them. What is the meaning of this, Naruto? You're supposed to love me. What's wrong with you, Sakura? I thought you of all people would be happy that I'm dating Hinata. Asked Naruto, growing angry at Sakura. That's not the point, idiot. It's impossible from liking me to liking Hinata. Besides, she's probably only doing this to get more of Sasuke-kun's attention. But I don't like Sasuke-san, said Hinata. See? She can't even say a single sentence without stuttering. Slap. Naruto had enough of Sakura's insult when he suddenly slapped her after insulting Hinata. Let's get one thing straight, you pink howler monkey. I never loved you. I never even liked you. I was just faking it, knowing that you would always reject me. I always loved Hinata, but I couldn't confess to her because she's practically a princess. She's sweet, kind, gentle, and one of the most caring people I've ever met, unlike you, Sakura. You're nothing but a loud, whiny, selfish, sorry excuse for a kunoichi that I've ever seen. If you want to insult me and call me names, that's fine, but if you ever insult Hinata-chan, I'll make sure you suffer for even thinking about it. Yelled Naruto, shocking everyone once again. Naruto-kun, thought a blushing Hinata. Naruto gently took Hinata by the hand, leading her outside of the classroom, with Tsuki and Taiyo following close behind as they walked down the hall, until Naruto suddenly stopped after turning a corner. Sorry about that, Hinata-chan. I didn't mean to embarrass. Naruto's rant was interrupted when Hinata suddenly kissed him. Thank you, Naruto-kun. I meant every word of it, Hinata-chan. I always did love you, said Naruto, hugging Hinata as they shared another kiss. We should probably head back right now, said Naruto, with Hinata agreeing with him as they kissed once more when they heard an excited squeal and yip. Naruto and Hinata saw their now official partners staring at them happily while wagging their tails. Okay, we get it. You're also happy that we're together, right? Asked Naruto, receiving an affirmative squeal and yip from Tsuki and Taiyo. Big'll I imagine when we tell Hanabi-chan, said Hinata. Naruto and Hinata re-entered the classroom with everyone staring at them with mixed reaction from everyone. Sakura glared at the new couple as they walked past her and sat next to Ino. Hey Ino, mind if we sit here? Asked Naruto. Go ahead, groaned Ino. What's wrong, Ino-chan? Asked Hinata. That damn forehead is on Sasuke's team while I'm stuck with a lazy bum and tubby, groaned Ino. What did you do make him like you, Hinata? Better yet, what did you eat to get that body? I just ate regularly trained every day, explained Hinata after noticing that some of the girls were listening in after they heard Ino's questions. Seriously, Hinata, what did you do? She's telling the truth, Ino. Hinata and I basically trained every day and we would always eat regular food. You can even ask Hanabi-chan, said Naruto. Fine then, don't tell me, groaned Ino once again. Actually, there is something I've been meaning to ask you, Ino. I've been thinking of starting a garden and I really could use some of your expertise. So do you think you can help? Asked Naruto. I guess that depends on what kind of flower you're planning on growing, and you also have to be careful on the type of plant you choose. I can tell you more at the shop one of these days if you ever pass by, said Ino, forgetting about Sasuke for a moment. Thanks Ino, I appreciate it, said Naruto when Ino suddenly realized something. When did Naruto become good looking? I guess Hinata really was the lucky one. Could I have been wrong about Sasuke? One by one a jonin would appear to pick up their assigned team when two attractive women suddenly entered the room. The first woman was long, black, shoulder-length hair, untamed hair with exotic red eyes that looked like they could hypnotize anyone, and had red lipstick with purple eyeshadow. She wore a red mesh amara blouse with only the right sleeve visible, and on top of that, had what appeared to be bandages wrapped around with rose thorn patterns on it, bandages wrapped around her hand and upper thighs, and her headband around her forehead. The second woman had straight purple hair reaching down to her waist, chocolate brown eyes, and was wearing red lipstick. The woman was wearing a standard Jonin outfit with a katana strapped on her back. Both women entered the room causing all of the boys to stare. "Teammate, come with us," called the red-eyed woman. "Kurenai-sensei," said Hinata. "It's wonderful to see you again, Hinata." "I'm glad that I was picked to be your sensei," smiled Kurenai as she led teammate to the rooftop. "Rooftop? Alright, why don't we start with introductions? I'll start off, my name is Hyuga Yuzuki. My likes are practicing my sword style, spending time with my lover, and looking at the moon. My dislikes are perverts and ninja who think Kunoichi aren't as serious as shinobi. My dreams are well, you're still too young to understand," said Hyuga introducing herself. "I'll go next, my name is Kurenai Yuhi. My likes are training, sake, vodka, spending time with my friends, making up new genjutsu, and takoasa. My dislikes are perverts, stuck-up shinobi, and cake. My dream is to be one of the top genjutsu specialists in all of the elemental nations," said Kurenai. "Now let's go with you, Naruto. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. My likes are Hinata-chan, Hanabi-chan, Suki-chan, Taiyo, Raymond, everyone that is precious to me, and my auntie who passed away. My dislikes are the 3 minutes I have to wait for my ramen, the people who say bad things about me, and arrogant people who think are better than anyone. My dream is to be like the Hokage and protect everyone who is precious to me," said Naruto with Tsuki jumping on his shoulder while purring in delight. "Oh, she's so adorable. Can we pet her?" asked Hyuga. Naruto nodded as Hyuga gently carried Tsuki in her arms as she gently stroked her fur with Kurenai placing Taiyo on her lap gently petting him. "You're next, Hinata." My name is Hinata H. Hyuga," stuttered Hinata being hesitant to say Hyuga. "My likes are and Naruto-kun, Hanabi-chan, T. Taiyo-kun, Suki-chan, C. cinnamon buns, and F. flower pressings. My D dislikes are B. bad people, P. people who B. bully others, and S. seeing and Naruto-kun G. getting H. hurt. My D dream." Hinata suddenly blushed at the scene playing in her mind causing her to nearly faint. "Easy there, Hinata, let's not get carried away," giggled Hyuga. "Your last Shino," said Kurenai. "My name is Shino Aburam. My likes are my bugs, my dislikes are spiders and mosquitoes, and my dream is private," said Shino. "That was interesting to say the least," said a confused Hyuga not knowing what to say. "Now that introductions are done with, I need to tell you that your genin exams are tomorrow at 8 o'clock sharp," said Kurenai getting confused looks from Hinata and Naruto, but was unsure of Shino. "But Kurenai-sensei, didn't we already pass the genin exam?" asked Naruto. "Not quite. That was just to weed out the weak from the hopefuls. Being a ninja is serious business, and if a person is not willing to lay down their life, then they shouldn't be a ninja," said Hyuga. "The real test is much more challenging than that and has a 66% chance of failing, so as you can see it is quite hard. But if you pass, you get to have us as your senseis," said Kurenai. "I've been meaning to ask. Why do we have 2 senseis?" asked Shino pushing up his sunglasses. "It's something Lord Hokage is testing out. Look at it this way, Kurenai excels in Genjutsu and Ninjutsu, while I excel in Taijutsu and Kinjutsu, so this actually gives you guys a wide variety of different fields to choose from," explained Hyuga. "We will meet in training ground 8 at 8 o'clock sharp, so don't be late. Word of advice. Don't eat breakfast tomorrow. You'll just throw it up," said Hyuga as they both disappeared in a puff of smoke. "I'll be heading home as well," said Shino walking down the stairs. "Let's go pick up Hanabi-chan from Old Man Tucci. I wonder how her day was," said a curious Naruto. Ichiraku Ramen. Naruto stood there with huge bug eyes with his mouth touching the floor as the entrance to Ichiraku Ramen was packed with customers. What's going on here? I didn't know that Ichiraku Ramen was this popular," said Hinata. But my ramen. I finally got my coupons from Iruka sensei. My ramen. It's gonna take forever to get inside. I don't even like waiting the 3 minutes it takes for my ramen. What do I do?" said a hysterical Naruto crying waterfall tears. "Do you like ramen more than me, Naruto-kun?" asked Hinata with an innocent look. "What? No, not at all, Hinata-chan. I like you more, I promise." Naruto's ranting was interrupted with Hinata kissing him on the cheek. Was joking, Naruto-kun. "I love Ichiraku ramen as well, and we need to pick up Hanabi-chan," giggled Hinata causing Naruto to blush. "Seems like you're starting to rub off on your vixen, Naruto," chuckled Kurama. "If I remember correctly, you were also like that, darling," giggled Kodo. "That's because I love my beautiful vixen, dear," said Kurama with Naruto and Hinata blushing at their fox's comments. "Wait, I can hear Kodo now," thought Naruto. Of course, as long as we're connected you can always communicate with us, explained Kurama. Amazing, thought Hinata when she and Naruto suddenly looked at each other, realizing that they could hear each other's thoughts. Why don't you transform into us this time so we can act as Hanabi's parents? We'll inform Yuki-chan, informed Kodo. Naruto and Hinata turned into an alley transforming into Kurama and Kodo without their features. Now let's go pick up our daughter. Right behind you darling. Kurama and Kodo entered Ichiraku Ramen, causing uproar in the line about how they were skipping everyone, with some of the female customers blushing at the sight of Kurama and the males ogling Kodo, mommy. Daddy. Yelled an excited Hanabi grabbing everyone's attention, unaware that Tsuki and Taiyo walked to the back of the ramen stand. That's Naruto and Hinata. They didn't look like that when they showed us their transformation, thought AM. Glad to see you again old man Tucci. Hope Hanabi-chan wasn't too much trouble, said Kurama. Not at all old friend. In fact, I'm willing to babysit her anytime you want, chuckled Tucci. Thanks to Hanabi-chan, our customer value has tripled thanks to this cutie, giggled AM hugging Hanabi. I was right. AM-chan did dress her up and put her to work, sweat dropped Naruto. It could be worst I suppose, thought Hinata. Squeal now I'm going to prepare a whole new wardrobe for you Hanabi-chan. Said AM making Hanabi giggle, Onichan it still tickles. It's worst, thought Naruto. I wonder if I can make new clothes for Ruby-chan. Said Layla. I wonder if I can do the same for Yuki-chan. Thought Kodo. Hanabi-chan does look cute, thought Hinata. I'll make you an order to go as payment for Hanabi's help, said Tucci making a new batch of ramen for them. Thanks old man I appreciate it. Thank you for everything Tucci-san, AM-chan, said Kodo carrying Hanabi when they heard a mewing sound drawing attention to Tsuki and Taiyo walking out from behind, carrying Aurora on Taiyo's back as the trio grabbed their ramen and walked out disappointing a lot of customers wanting to see Hanabi. After a good distance away, Naruto and Hinata transformed back to their disguised selves including Hanabi as they walked towards the Hokage Tower. Hokage Tower. Sarutobi was busy doing his paperwork when there was a knock on the door, come in. Naruto, Hinata and Hanabi walked inside the office with Tsuki, Taiyo and Aurora at their heels. You wanted to see us old man? Yes, it's about Hanabi. Since you and Hinata are now considered ninjas, you are also considered adults, which gives you the right to legally adopt Hanabi, explained Sarutobi. Oh really? I get to have Onichan and Anaichan as my real mommy and daddy? Asked an excited Hanabi accidentally dropping her disguise while wagging her tail excitedly. Hanabi-chan, your T-transformation. Oh, sorry mommy. Tuckle well, why not sign the adoption papers to make it official then? I don't mind if you don't mind as well Hinata-chan. Then not at all Naruto-kun. Yay. I finally get my mommy and daddy. Cheered Hanabi. Naruto's and Hinata's apartment. The trio decided to get ready for bed with Hinata and Hanabi sharing a room and Naruto taking the second room. The trio bid each other good night as they suddenly went to sleep. Mindscape. Naruto and Hinata once again entered their Mindscape coming face to face with their foxes and angels. Welcome back. This time we will be teaching you our own personal style of weaponry. Really? Awesome. Yelled Naruto. You and I will be teaching you how to use archery as well as our personal sword style. I use twin wakizashi swords while you uses twin katanas. After that Kurama and I will show you how to make weapons using regular plants that Kurama and I use, explained Kodo. Something tells me this isn't going to be easy, said a nervous Naruto. You can bet it isn't either, chuckled Kurama. Now let's begin, instructed you. Naruto, Hinata and Hanabi along with Tsuki, Taiyo and Aurora woke up the next day, happily eating their breakfast and went to drop off Hanabi at Ichiraku Ramen, with AM instantly grabbing Hanabi and started mixing and matching various kinds of wardrobes for her to wear and a small matching outfit for Aurora that made Naruto feel a bit uneasy with Tucci and Hinata laughing at his antics. As the couple walked down the street Hinata noticed Naruto appeared as if he was deep in thought. What's wrong and Naruto-kun? Oh, it's nothing really. It's just I feel like we forgot something. Something we were supposed to do or not do or something. Said Naruto scratching Tsuki behind her ears after she climbed on top of his shoulder. Now that you mention it said Hinata trying to remember while picking up Taiyo from the ground when they both suddenly appeared shocked. We weren't supposed to eat breakfast. Yelled Naruto and Hinata at the same time. What do we do Naruto-kun? We couldn't just leave Hanabi-chan hungry and besides we totally forgot. Said a panicking Hinata. Aw man, and we can't blame you or Kurama since this was totally their fault for keeping us up late at night. How do you blame a sealed angel and fox that are inside you? Asked Naruto when he was suddenly smacked to the ground by an invisible force with Naruto supporting a large bump on his head. Blaming it on your elders isn't exactly the best thing to do Naruto. Especially when those elders can hear you. Naruto and Hinata were suddenly pulled into their shared mindscape with a down Naruto in front of Kurama and you. Kurama walked up to Naruto when he suddenly pulled on Naruto's cheeks. Honestly young man, we try to show you how to control our power and you go and pin the blame on us. Just what do you have to say for yourself? Alright, I get it I'm sorry, now can you please stop doing that? Said a groaning Naruto as Kurama stopped pinching his cheeks. It's like watching a father scold his son, giggled Kodo. It's nice to see that they get along well, said Layla smiling. But how did they hit Naruto-kun? I thought all of you were sealed, said a baffled Hinata. Some things are just unexplainable Hinata-chan, smiled Layla with Kodo nodding in agreement causing Hinata to sweat drop. Really Naruto you should try to show a little more respect for us. Besides, your sensei said that it was a suggestion, not an order, which means that you don't have to necessarily follow it if you don't want to, said Yu crossing his arms. Seems to me like this might be part of their test. I wouldn't put it past them if this was some kind of tactic used to teach them a lesson, said Kurama. Ingenious if you ask me, said Kodo. Right now however, they do need to hurry or they will be late. Now run along you two, said Layla. Thank you Kodo-san, Layla-san, said Hinata. Now Hinata, we've known each other for so long that you don't need to use honorifics. Yeah, just call us by our names. Loosen up a bit, we'll always be here for you, said Kodo smiling as the two returned to the real world. Let's go Naruto-kun, we don't want to be late, smiled Hinata with Naruto staring at her in amazement, making Hinata blush. What is it and Naruto-kun? You sound cute when you don't stutter Hinata-chan, said Naruto with Hinata's blush growing darker. Really? Hinata let out a small surprised squeak when Naruto suddenly wrapped his arm around her waist, pulling her closer to him as he hugged her closely. Really Hinata-chan? You know, you sound cute even with your stutter. I love you Hinata-chan. I love you too Naruto-kun, said Hinata happily with both sharing a small loving kiss with each other. We better get moving, or our senseis will kill us for being late. Training ground. Hinata and Naruto arrived at their designated training ground with Shino waiting for them underneath a tree while staring at a fly that landed on his fingernail. Morning Shino, greeted Naruto giving his foxy smile. Good morning Shino-kun, said Hinata bowing politely. You're late, said Shino making Hinata and Naruto sweat drop. Yeah, we got held up by something, said Naruto. Sorry, said Hinata. Both our senseis are late as well. Consider it a blessing that you came before them, said Shino with Naruto and Hinata looking around after realizing that Shino was right. I guess you're right Shino. Looks like we got a lucky break Hinata-chan, said Naruto with Hinata smiling as well with Taiyo and Tsuki stretching their limbs after being put down on the ground. 1 hour later, up on the rooftop of a nearby building were Kurenai and Hyuga watching over their students biding their time until they started their test. Think we waited long enough Kurenai-chan? Asked Hyuga. I think so, I don't want to get a reputation like Kakashi after all, said Kurenai. Tell me about it, Kakashi-senpai really needs to work on his timing, said Hyuga. It's ironic when you think about it, since we're using one of his idea to do this. True, but what's the harm of adding our own little twist into his idea, said Kurenai as they both disappeared in a puff of smoke. Training ground. Shino was sitting on the ground looking at an insect on his finger when he noticed that Tsuki and Taiyo were looking at him curiously. The insect on his finger flew off as Shino slowly outstretched his hand with Tsuki and Taiyo looking at his hand in interest as they started sniffing his hand. Both of them suddenly backed away from him after witnessing a swarm of insects starting to appear from under his sleeve as Shino slowly retracted his hand looking at the swarm when it suddenly receded back into his sleeve. Hey Shino, what's with the bugs? Are they like your partners as well or something? Asked Naruto. Something like that, said Shino turning his attention towards Naruto leaning against a tree with Hinata resting comfortably in his embrace. You're not acting like your usual self Naruto. How so? You appear to be more calm, said Shino making Naruto sweat drop with Hinata quietly giggling at Shino's comment. They keep staring, said Shino looking at Tsuki and Taiyo once again. They're just curious about you. After all, since we'll all be working together, they just want to know a little more about you, explained Naruto. My bugs tell me that they're emitting a strange kind of chakra, unlike other canines like Akamaru, thought Shino. However, they do appear to be loyal to Hinata and Naruto, and yet what exactly are they? Shino's thoughts were interrupted when a fly came buzzing by his ear flying in a formation. I guess this will have to wait, thought Shino. Our senseis seem to have arrived, announced Shino when 2 puffs of smoke appeared revealing Kurenai and Hyuga. Sorry we're late everyone, greeted Hyuga. There was something that we needed to attend to, said Kurenai smiling. But now we can begin, said Hyuga taking out a silver bell along with Kurenai. Your test is quite simple. As you can see, Kurenai-chan and I each have a silver bell, and it's your job to get one of our bells. Should you manage to get one of our bells, you pass the test. But Hyuga-sensei, there's only T2 bells, said Hinata. Which means one of you will fail and go back to the academy, said Kurenai shocking Naruto, Hinata and Shino, judging by the sudden twitch in his eyebrow that Kurenai saw. You have until noon, which is when this timer will go off. If none of you have a bell, then you all fail. Don't think we'll also make this easy on you, so you better come with the intention to kill, said Hyuga in a serious tone. Begin. Once Hyuga gave the signal, the three newly appointed genin vanished into the forest surrounding the training field. Seems that they're quite good at hiding, commented Kurenai. Shall we set up our own defense as well? Snickered Hyuga, unsheathing her sword. Already did, said Kurenai, smiling victoriously. Forest. Naruto was hiding up in a tree looking down at his two senseis after noticing that Hyuga unsheathed her sword. Looks like they're pretty serious about this. What are they up to? Whispered Naruto with Tsuki on his shoulder, twitching her ears. Hey Tsuki-chan, want to give it a go? Asked Naruto, receiving a small affirmative squeal from Tsuki. Naruto jumped down from the tree, standing in front of his two senseis, each looking at him confusedly. Well, this is new, said Hyuga. Although I wouldn't count the direct approach the wisest choice, said Kurenai. Let's go Tsuki-chan. Naruto and Tsuki charged forward, aiming for the bells. Tsuki-chan, take Hyuga-sensei's bell, I'll go for Kurenai-sensei's. Naruto took out a kunai ready to defend himself, with Tsuki disappearing from view when Naruto noticed that Hyuga's image appeared slightly distorted. Tsuki reappeared behind Hyuga, looking at her confusedly. What? Said Naruto after realizing that he had just phased through Kurenai. What the? Hyuga and Kurenai suddenly disappeared into thin air, only to be replaced with 3 other Kurenais and 3 other Hyugas. Nice try Naruto, said the 3 Kurenai at the same time. But not good enough, said the 3 Hyuga when one of them disappeared from view and reappeared behind him. Tsuki tried to tackle the Hyuga behind Naruto, only to phase through her, tackling Naruto instead as the other 2 Hyugas attacked. Naruto locked blades with one of the Hyuga's sword, only to be struck hard from behind by a second Hyuga, and a third Hyuga sweep kicked him to the ground, with all 3 Hyugas looking down at him. Better luck next time, Naruto. Naruto tried to perform a shadow clone, only to be stopped by one of the Hyuga's sword tip facing him. I don't think so. Naruto looked to his side and saw another 3 Hyugas battling, with Tsuki matching speed for speed. Speedy little thing, aren't you? Said a 4th Hyuga. Well, so are we, said a 5th Hyuga, with Tsuki using her speed to try and outrun the 3 Hyugas when a 6th Hyuga caught her off guard and slammed her to the ground, making the blue fox creature skid to a halt next to her partner. A barrage of shuriken came out from another tree branch that was quickly intercepted by one of the Kurenais, easily deflecting them when Taiyo suddenly appeared, charging straight towards Kurenai, only to phase through her, with 3 more Kurenais appearing. Each Kurenai took out a kunai, with all 3 striking at Taiyo. Taiyo easily dodged the first 2 strikes when he suddenly grabbed the blade of the 3rd kunai when another of the Kurenais kicked him away. Hinata suddenly appeared from behind a bush, appearing winded when 3 more Kurenais appeared, charging towards Hinata. Hinata tried to use her gentle fist, only to phase through one of the Kurenais, and 3 more appeared, with one Kurenai grabbing Hinata's arm and twisted it, forcing Hinata into submission with a second Kurenai, placing her kunai against Hinata's neck. Sorry Hinata, looks like you lose. Hinata looked in front of her, with 3 other Kurenais facing against Taiyo. Well, Taiyo isn't as fast as Tsuki. He had quite the dexterity and strength to dodge and hold back 2 of the Kurenais until the 3rd Kurenai threw him into a trap that grabbed one of his hind legs and hoisted him up in the air. You're a tough little guy, you know that, said one of the Kurenais, with Taiyo groaning out a response. Parasitic insects. Swarm. Shino appeared, letting out a swarm of insects, only for each to phase through each of the images of his senseis until only the originals were left. Quickly, well, my insects keeps them occupied, ordered Shino. Naruto and Hinata quickly grabbed Tsuki and Taiyo and retreated towards Shino's direction, along with Shino, recalling his insects. Once the insects left the area, more images of Kurenai and Hyuga appeared, each looking at the direction they retreated. My, how clever of Shino. Using his insects to cover the field in order to ensure that no copy respawns, they might actually pass. This team might actually be interesting to teach. I hope we actually do end up teaching them, said Kurenai with a smile. Me too, I always wanted to teach a genin team, smiled Hyuga with a small blush on her cheeks. It's surprising to actually see you like this, Hyuga-chan. Does Hade know about this? Snickered Kurenai, making Hyuga blush. Shut up. You've been hanging around Anko for too long, Kurenai-chan. True, but the look on your face is priceless, giggled Kurenai, with Hyuga blushing while puffing her cheeks like a frustrated little girl. Forest. Thanks for the save, Shino, said Naruto, petting Tsuki. You're not hurt, are you, Tsuki-chan? Tsuki responded by giving him a reassuring squeal. Thank you, Shino-kun, said Hinata, petting Taiyo. Are you okay, Taiyo-kun? Taiyo responded by giving her an affirmative yip, making Hinata giggle. My teammates were in trouble, so naturally I decided to help, said Shino, pushing up his sunglasses. Going head on wasn't the brightest move, said Naruto. Naturally, a ninja's greatest feat is stealth, something you apparently lack, Naruto, despite your prankster nature, said Shino, making Naruto groan in frustration. And you, Hinata, seem to have forgotten about your Byakugan. Surely you could have seen through their tactics, said Shino, with Hinata feeling ashamed of herself for forgetting about her own bloodline limit. However, despite this we do know something about our opponent, said Shino grabbing both their attentions. We know that they're not using clones, but rather a type of genjutsu, something to be expected from Kurenai-sensei. My insects felt it when they passed through them, and apparently so are you, said Shino pushing up his sunglasses making Naruto and Hinata nervously sweat. You why you see we I'm sure you two have your reasons for keeping this a secret, but right now this is more important. I've also noticed that Hyuga-sensei is more of the offense of the two, while Kurenai-sensei tends to be more on the defense. If you two are holding back some kind of power, then I suggest you use it. We are up against two Jonin, and I doubt each of us can take them on alone, said Shino until Naruto and Hinata had a look of realization. Bron, I feel like an idiot for not asking for help earlier, whined Naruto. Me too, sighed Hinata. I see you two caught on quick. We need to work together if we're going to pass, said Shino with Naruto and Hinata looking at each other in determination and nodded their heads. Led the way Shino. Training ground. It's getting late, said Kurenai. Yeah, and this is around the time Kakashi-senpai says that they get desperate, said Yugao. Something tells me that these three will get it eventually, smiled Kurenai. Shadow clone jutsu. Yelled Naruto creating a horde of clones charging straight towards his two senseis. Sigh honestly Naruto I'd expected something a little more original from you, sighed one of the Yugao as she and two other copies charged at the horde of Naruto's clones, Dance of the Crescent Moon. Two of the Yugaos cut through most of the Narutos on the side, with the middle Yugao going straight for a specific Naruto that had Tsuki on his shoulder. Word of advice Naruto. Never distinct yourself from your clones. Thanks to Tsuki I know which one is the original. Said Yugao cutting through Naruto when he suddenly disappeared along with Tsuki turning into Naruto and then disappeared as well. What? Thanks for the advice Yuga-sensei. And thanks for revealing the real you. Yelled Naruto taking out a kunai. Naruto locked blades with Yugao when he leg sweeps her only for his leg to phase through. Damn it. She's on your right Naruto-kun. Yelled Hinata suddenly appearing taking out two kunai to parry Yugao's oncoming blow, only for Yugao's sword phase through her surprising Hinata. Behind us Naruto-kun. Said Hinata noticing another Yugao charging them from behind. Hinata outstretched her hand behind her and concentrated her chakra. In front of us as well, said Naruto noticing that all of the Kurenais were taking out a kunai and launched a barrage of kunai. Naruto outstretched his hand concentrating his chakra. What are they doing? Don't they know that they can die from such a heavy attack? Thought Yugao as she swung her sword in an upward diagonal arch, only for the blade to clash with something invisible at the same time the kunai barrage clashed into an invisible wall. Kurenai and Yugao were both surprised at what both Naruto and Hinata just did, with both of them taking advantage of their shock. Shino. Now. Shino released a swarm of insects covering the entire field once again leaving only the original Kurenai and Yugao trying to fight off the swarm of insects. Naruto and Hinata charged at their two senseis from behind, ready to deliver the final blow when both Kurenai and Yugao suddenly disappeared in a puff of smoke. Shadow clones. How? That answer should be obvious Naruto. Never leave you back open to your opponents. Said Kurenai with both her and Yugao charging at them. Naruto and Hinata pulled out a leaf from their pocket, concentrating their chakra into it as the leaves turned glowed brightly transforming into a blade. Naruto and Hinata locked blades with Kurenai and Yugao. Impressive, you've got to teach me that jutsu, said a surprised Yugao. If you pass of course, said Kurenai. Just you wait sensei, we're just getting started, said Naruto with Hinata nodding her head, only to see Yugao and Kurenai's smiling face. What's so funny? If a second, said Yugao. Ring ring ring. And you lose, said Yugao with a dumbfounded teammate staring back at them. What? Yelled Naruto scaring away a flock of birds. Time's up, you lost, said Kurenai. No way. Hinata and I had planned this out with Shino, there's no way we could have lost. Ranted Naruto. But I thought we each had more tea time, stuttered a frantic Hinata. Those were the rules since you didn't what the where's my bell? Said Yugao after feeling around her waist when she didn't feel the bell on her. Mine's gone too, said Kurenai looking for her bell. Tuckle not bad if I do says so myself, chuckled Naruto smiling triumphantly along with Hinata. Shino approached the group with Tsuki and Taiyo behind him, each holding up the missing bells. How? It was all Shino's idea. While Hinata and I fought you and Kurenai-sensei off, Shino would spread his insects to handle Kurenai-sensei's illusions, explained Naruto. Tsuki-chan and Taiyo-kun would then rush over under the cover of Shino-kun's insects and steal the bells when the opportunity presented itself. Taiyo-kun would grab Kurenai-sensei's bell, while Tsuki-chan would go after Yuga-sensei's bell, said Hinata. Since we knew that both of you would have to fend off my bugs, there was a small window of opportunity before you could react that would have to be timed perfectly for us obtain the bell, said Shino pushing up his glasses. I see, but we left shadow clones, how do you know that those bells aren't fakes? Said Yugao. If they were fake, then the real bells would have also disappeared after your clones vanished right Yuga-sensei? Asked Naruto smiling. Not necessarily, said Kurenai when the bells in Taiyo's and Tsuki's mouth disappeared in a puff of smoke. Sorry everyone, better luck next time, said Kurenai with both Kurenai and Yugao taking out the real bells when Tsuki suddenly grabbed both bells at high speed, catching both senseis off guard. Tuckle jokes on both of you Kurenai-sensei, Yugao-sensei, I had a clone fix the timer while you were busy fighting off the rest. They don't call me the #1 prankster of the leaf for nothing you know, said Naruto showing off his foxy smile. I'm impressed Naruto, you really did prepare in case of a diversion tactic, said Shino. So I guess we technically win, said Hinata smiling, shocking Kurenai and Yugao. Not just yet, there's still the matter of who gets to go back to the academy, said Yugao with an arrogant smirk, one of you is gonna have to fail. Naruto and Hinata were suddenly shocked at Yugao's statement, not knowing what to do. None of us are going to fail, said Shino stepping forward, shocking Naruto and Hinata. Oh? How so? We obtained those bells together as a team, we work together as a team, so either we pass as a team or we fail as a team, said Shino in a determined tone. After all, that's what the purpose of this exercise was, right? To see if we can disobey orders that would hurt a team, creating impossible conditions that would pit us against one another, and pitting 2 experienced jonin against 3 newly appointed genin fresh out of the academy is considered suicide in a real battle. In that case, said Yugao smiling. You all pass, said Kurenai smiling, causing Naruto and Hinata to celebrate with Shino smirking victoriously. Congratulations, you are now official genin of the Hidden Leaf Village. Tomorrow we'll begin missions, so make sure you get some rest, said Kurenai with both her and Yugao disappearing in a puff of smoke. Let's go to Ichiraku Ramen to celebrate, announced Naruto with Hinata and Shino following behind. Ichiraku Ramen. Naruto was staring bug-eyed at the long line that was seen outside of the ramen stand, thanks to Hanabi working there. I'm never gonna get used to that, said Naruto, crying waterfall tears with Hinata gently patting him on the back. Ah yes, I've heard that there was an adorable little cosplayer who apparently is drawing in a large crowd every day, said Shino pushing up his sunglasses. So I noticed, said a depressed Naruto still crying waterfall tears.